Hello everyone! Welcome to Baldur's Gate Framed. My name is Chris. I will be your DM for the next 3 hours. And we are very pleased to be playing Dungeons & Dragons at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. So, for those who may have stumbled onto this show by accident, we are playing Dungeons & Dragons, a tabletop role-playing game. Everyone here plays fantasy characters in a shared fantasy universe, and in front of them they have digital character sheets, which tell them what numbers to add to 9 times out of 10, a 20-sided dice roll. So they will roll their dice to see what happens. They will say what their characters want to do, and I will play every single thing they encounter, from weird river spirits through the city itself trying to egregore-style eat you alive, or the weather patterns. I'm notorious for my weather patterens. So.
Egregore?
Not enough weather recently.
You said you'd do this last time and you didn't.
I didn't do weather patterns last time.
What is the weather like in Baldur's Gate today?
Yeah.
Well, it's the evening.
Alexa.
Tell you what, I'll describe it in my opening monologue.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, good. Yeah. I'm writing on the weather. There we go. Weather. Weather! Exclamation mark. Underlined twice. Good. Yes. So with me describing the world and their players describing what they want to do, we will together tell our story. And what a story it's been. Right. So you are. This is the 6th episode of Baldur's Gate Framed. Halfway. We'll be halfway by the end of this, technically, because of how time works. Sad already. This story has been quite an expansive one. The 5 characters are in Baldur's Gate, the famous city of Baldur's Gate. They have been caught up in a series of plots, mostly revolving around an art heist, gone quite badly wrong.
Very, 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 very bad.
Wasn't my fault.
At this point,
disagree. Sorry.
At this point, everyone is wanted by the city guard, who look after the upper city of Baldur's Gate. They are wanted by the Flaming Fist, who are the mercenary company who look after the lower city of Baldur's Gate. And they've pissed off the Cult of the Dead 3, a cult of 3 dead gods who are trying to bring their gods back to life with some magical paintings that this group have lost forever.
Yeah.
Maybe?
We're wanted by everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, nobody likes us.
No.
Your fiancés, maybe.
With that in mind, would you like to describe your character, what pronouns they use, say hello and give your name and pronouns as well, and give us a little soupçon of where you're up to right now in this adventure? Sorry, one of those days.
Hello, my name's Ed. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Viorica Iordash, who is a high elf bard who at the moment is, he's been through a lot. He's lost the stepmother that he didn't really like, but was the only connection to his real mother, who he really did like. And in order to try and show off's the wrong term. In order to try and prove that he was not completely useless to his stepmother, he tried to take on some responsibility and lead this heist, which led to him watching her getting stabbed by a daughter of...
The Cult of the Dead 3.
Yes, no, but it's not
Bale.
Bale. No, it wasn't Bale.
Bane?
It was.
It was Bale?
Yep, she was stabbed to death by a death's head of Bale.
Yes, which was not
What
fun.
can I say?
Indeed. And he has subsequently grown up a lot, I think, and also died plenty. Well, died,
No.
Died,
died
but not
inside.
unconscious.
Yes, exactly.
Quite a few times.
Yes, and
And
is
you're
now
currently diseased, yes.
Yes. I feel like I'm an 18th century poet. It's lovely. Yes, he is suffering and suffering a lot. However, he does feel like he's not going to die, which he did feel for the last 2 sessions, I think. And also, we've just gone to a tailor's. No, the idea is
Why not to go to the tailor?
I'm
we
going
don't not to go to the tailor.
I'm going to describe it when we get to the actual game.
Okay, fine.
Including the weather.
Yes.
Okay, we won't. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Anna, and I'll be playing Lilith Royer. She and I both use she/her pronouns. She is a illusionary wizard.
Illusionist.
Illusionist, if you will.
Otherwise, you're a wizard who is not really there.
Depends how you play the character.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's been separated from her fiancés to go off and do this, what should have been a very possibly easy heist, and gone terribly, terribly wrong, and feels currently like the only thread keeping some people sane and together, whilst also maybe losing it herself.
Yes.
And she is probably the only intelligent one in the group, and trying to fix things
It's fair.
that way. Look at your intelligence modifiers, y'all.
-1.
Please tell me that was
Plus
the right way around.
I'm Chris. I use he and they pronouns, and I play everyone apart from these 5 characters.
And the weather.
And the weather.
Specifically the weather.
Specifically the weather. Lots of weather today.
My name's Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Shakti. She is a human sorcerer. What else was I supposed to say?
A little soupçon. A soupçon about your character.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Character.
Character.
fire and blobs of weird stuff shoot out of her hands a lot, but not in a weird Spider-Man way, just like in a magic way.
Blobs.
Sometimes they're blobs.
Sorry, I heard blobs.
And she's not very good at controlling it. And then she nearly killed Viorica.
No. That
But he was really nice about it, and then Lilith was actually very encouraging about the. I really thought.
So, did you realise you were a sorcerer?
Yeah, and then
Which is
I'm
cool.
like, that doesn't sound so bad, I guess. Cool.
If you watched the last episode, there was some very on-brand Anna shouting encouragement by being angry, but it's still being encouraging. So,
That was sweet, yeah. I was happy. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, do you feel seen? Oh.
I feel so sweet. That was it. That's it.
Hello, I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, as does Abernathy Whistlepocket. My character, who is a dwarven also sorcerer. We have discovered he is just finding that out for himself. Having never exhibited any kind of magical traits before, suddenly he can heal people and teleport away and things.
Goodness.
This is very exciting, but doesn't quite make up for the fact that he is kind of feeling very kind of alone without his wife and very worried for her safety and the future in general.
And you had some fun stuff with your new god, you think, maybe?
Yeah,
perhaps?
possibly this lovely kind of creative force inside me is going to get worrying. Chris.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you made a lovely character that I'm not going to ruin.
We'll see. Well, you're going to make me do it, aren't you? That's how you work.
Beat yourself to death.
Speaking of lovely characters getting ruined, his not so lovely character is already ruined. This character is called Colin Teagbelt. He uses he him pronouns, as do I. My name is Jaya Baldwin and I use he him pronouns. Just stick to the normal order.
Going well.
Stick to the normal order. Yeah. Don't do segues. He's got quite fighty. He was going to leave everyone behind, just not really a betrayal, more just an abandonment, out of sheer frustration that they didn't go along with his plan properly and nearly got everyone killed. But
Which you didn't tell us about.
It was a secret plan.
Now, he thinks he communicated it just fine. They don't. The jury's out. But
Every party's got a Cohen.
But yes, upon seeing Viorica sort of nearly die, he ended up kind of almost involuntarily turning back to help out with everybody. And then, got everyone back kind of into some trouble as they were leaving. Could have just not said anything as they were leaving, but did. Bet his life on a game of cards, then had his life promptly saved by Abernathy, which was very touching. And he finally said sorry to everyone. Hashtag growth. And
You're really cheapening it now. I really feel you.
no, I'm not trying to cheapen it. He's trying real hard.
I don't think you need hashtags for the youth. It cheapens something. I think it actually means something.
What about that?
Hashtag, yes.
As the representative of the youth, Jaya, is that true?
Oh God, I'm the youngest person here, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm a little baby.
With no skin.
I had one other thing that I wanted to say.
Just an intro, Jack.
I've got big dreams. No. Cool. I'll just stop.
Thank you, Jaya. Excellent. Right. Before we kick off, the stream will run for roughly 3 hours with a 5 to 10 minute interval in the middle somewhere, because it's improvised. We don't know where that will be, but stick around. We are sponsored by 2 lovely sponsors. We are first sponsored by D&D Beyond, the official D&D digital tool set. Thank you, Shamini. Our players use digital character sheets from D&D Beyond. We use their compendium of rules and game sources and all the D&D books to tell you the story we are telling you. It is incredibly useful for live DMing, and I recommend it for everyone in that respect. We also use their Twitch extension, so you can see people's character sheets. That is on the right of your screen, next to Ed and Shamini, I believe. Yes, lovely, good. And yes, head to dndbeyond.com for more information about all the things they offer. They are spectacular. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro, who do dice bags, D&D peripherals, as well as a bunch of other things. Including, yes, his lovely dice that Chamonix is showcasing. Yeah, there we go. We also they do dice bags, and we're giving away some of their spectacular Xanathar the Beholder dice. But look at this nonsense. It's brilliant.
Tentacular.
It is a dice bag. It has a zip in the bum. It is absolutely lovely, and we have been naming each of the Beholder dice bags that we give away on the stream. And we had a lot of good suggestions today. Very good suggestions from everyone today. I was very pleased. But if you'd like to win Bandalf, Bandalf the dice bag, please join us on the Twitch chat. All you have to do is take part in the Twitch chat. So put a little emoji, or say hello, or comment something nice about the characters. Nice, please.
Wow.
And yeah, I know.
Bribery now.
It's Twitch. Come on.
Tell me you love me.
Tell me you love me, and you get this bag,
things.
and you'll be entered into a random selection, and we'll contact you via Twitch Whispers. So keep an eye on those too. You do need a UK address because of competition rules. Anyway. Finally, we play with a diverse set of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging gender and sexual identities. This table is trans-positive, as are all of our tables at Adventurers Wanted, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and player may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, it does sometimes happen. So if you notice one that we don't correct at the table, please pop something in the Twitch chat, send us a message if we make a sort of consistent error. We do like to hear from you, and we do like to hear about ways we can improve, so please do, if that's something you'd like to do. Very well, without further ado, you are in Baldur's Gate. It's raining.
No.
The description of that.
I mean,
that rain. Wow, what a
beautiful.
Poetry.
what
and
invoking of
Dickens.
colour, imagery.
Colour of the rain.
Yeah.
I am very proud of my work. So, it's raining. You have just left the bathhouses of Hissing Stones, where you were given a long rest's worth of respite.
Mm-hmm.
You had a chance to talk through everything that's happened to you and the various options that you might have for getting yourself out of the mess you found yourselves in, with various different, very powerful groups hunting you down either to arrest or kill you, which is not great, you know? No. You have also worked out that while some people want to arrest you for murder, which you didn't commit, you were party to in a certain way, but didn't commit yourselves. Some groups also think you hold some very powerful magic items, a triptych of magical paintings that seem to be prophetic and showcase the destruction of Baldur's Gate. And these various strange cultists are after them, don't know yet that you have destroyed them while they were inside a bag of holding, sending them into the wild reaches of the astral sea, and they could be literally anywhere.
Yeah.
So good luck with trying to prove that one. But yes, you have worked out that these two different groups, these many different groups, are after you for various reasons, and you need to find a way out of this mess. You do still have some support, some allies. The fence you were going to sell these paintings to, a person called Lakshmana, lives in Rivington, which is on the outer city, downriver, and you have basically made a plan to go and find him, to make your way possibly to the docks, try and get a boat out. You've also talked about the possibilities of forging new paintings, potentially even reverse heisting them back into an upper city house, which sounds insane, and I love it, and I hope you pull it off.
Yeah, me too. I'm well up for this idea.
But yes, at this point in time, you have just left Hissing Stones, having had a chance to chat. You've had various adventures around the Sea Tower district of Baldur's Gate, but you're now leaving that area, carefully cloaked, trying to hide your identities, making your way towards Bloombridge. Bloombridge, where you think you may have an ally who can assist you. Bloombridge, where some of you work and live, and might be tempted to see if your friends and partners are okay. The rain patters around you, striking the ground with pinprick precision as you walk down the street, your cloak slowly getting slightly damper in this just gentle drizzle that washes the fog-clouded city of Baldur's Gate in a gentle haze. There are small green lights over some doors like pubs or establishments, so there's also this strange hazy green glow around you as well as you make your way through the streets.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You can all go fuck yourself. Could you please roll me a stealth check individually? Some of you have the
Guidance.
ability to
We'll
give
be
yourself
fine.
guidance. Some of you could assist each other
Just
in
wanna
this.
assist me.
I'll assist
Yeah,
you.
that's absolutely fine. You are moving as a group, and you are now
You're
somewhat
the one
practiced
with
in
the
trying to
limp
make
is
your way
currently
through the
helping me
city.
be stealthy.
It's fine.
Or you can lean against her.
Oh, that's cocked. Yours is
Is it?
cocked. Yeah. Yeah.
That is cocked.
Oh, is it? Okay, well that's
Mine,
excellent.
however, is. Oh no, wait, because I'm getting advantage. 'cause you're
Yes.
helping me.
Yes. It's no better, is it?
It's the same.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's fine. That's fine.
19.
19, thank you.
Non-nat 20.
Non-nat 20.
15.
15.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
3. Yeah. That was me, by the way.
Good timing.
There it goes.
Just to confirm, you are disguising yourself because you have the disguise self spell.
Correct.
What are you disguising yourself as?
Oh,
Please note, disguising yourself as a member of the Flaming Fist or the Guard is punishable by death.
is it? Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Oh, the one
Don't
thing
want to
I
get yourself in trouble.
I remember, I remember the one thing I didn't say in the intro is that Cohen is a tiefling bard.
The one
Oh,
Oh yeah,
thing
good
you
one-
point.
the one
Man
thing-
with horns and
Green with big horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have horns, don't they? But yeah.
Not necessarily.
Oh, really?
No.
I thought they did. Well,
Don't
there we
have
go. We're learning. I reckon... Okay, yeah, no, let's just go inconspicuous cloak again.
Inconspicuous cloak. Fine.
Oh, what was his name?
Roberta.
The man who, yeah, Roberto.
Roberto's also wanted for murder.
Oh,
yeah,
That's
that is
a good
true.
idea.
You know, I just want to hear the voice again.
Sorry, if you make references to past episodes, you can
Yes.
catch them on our YouTube channel if you want to go back and look through those after the fact or whatever.
You know.
Anyway,
It's worth
you
it,
are
that
disguising yourself like the others, cloaked, hooded, staying out of the way.
Yeah.
And you're getting used to this idea of making your way through the city that quite a few of you live in, have spent some time in, trying not to draw attention. You
Very
lean
good.
against Lilith, who is
Yes.
the hood's not as far back, eyes up and around. Also, Lilith is very distinctive and recognisable. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to
Everybody
describe
likes Lilith.
how Lilith is distinctive and recognisable? Because there are a couple of things that make people like instantly go, "There's no one else like her."
Well, the main major thing would be the fact that she has no pupils. She has entirely white eyes, which is probably in the rain and with the green, probably very much like bouncing off her non-iris eyes being very, 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 very white. Yeah, so that would probably be one of the major reasons why. The rest is probably because she doesn't necessarily know, but she is a Kalashtar.
You don't
So, yeah, no, but for building reasons, I know.
Fascislos? What is that? Sorry.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out. soon.
Okay, good. Right.
Kalashtar are a species, a race from Eberron, which don't exist in Forgotten Realms.
Oh.
And
Awesome.
yet, somehow.
Yes. Clever. Clever.
Thanks.
Like it.
So, as you step your way through the Sea Tower district, making your way towards Bloomridge, you look very much like a group of, well, cowled, hooded figures. Something that in most cities would raise a certain amount of, who are these people? They're definitely trying to not be seen. But this is Baldur's Gate. To a certain extent, groups of people try not to be seen is pretty much par for the course. And your role as a Baldur's Gatean or a Baldurian or whatever you want to call it is to not ask questions.
Plus,
Don't
plus
ask questions.
it is canon that it is raining, so
It
you
is.
have to have our hoods up.
Very fair.
Just saying.
Very fair. I would agree with that too. As you step your way, I'm going to take the average. As you step your way into Bloomridge, a district that you two both know very well, a familiar-looking figure peels out of a side, sort of like an alleyway, and just steps politely over to the five of you who step in. This is a member of the local gang, the Bloomridge Dandies, which you both recognise very carefully. You're aware of, you're probably all relatively aware of, that this gang exists and look after Bloomridge, and you've drawn their attention. One steps over, you don't recognise this person, but they have the very classic Bloomridge Dandies. Quiffed hair, probably a wig, very whitened face, beauty spot, very ostentatious clothing, but cloaked, because it's raining. I'm sorry, can I help the five of you? Do you look lost?
We're looking for Aradine.
Oh, friends in high places. And who are you to be looking for Aradine? Hmm?
They'd know me by my face.
Would they? Well, where are you planning on meeting Aradine?
Well, Normally they're in their chambers at this time, aren't they?
And you know where to go.
I know exactly where to go.
Well, in that case, who am I to interrupt a tryst?
5 of us?
They step back. You can see, looking around, you don't need to roll perception checks for this, there are many eyes on you. Not just people walking up and down the street are doing a very good job of nope, just not engaging whatsoever. There are quite a few dandies in various points watching people entering and leaving their district. That's what they do. And they are aware of the 5 of you, and you have drawn attention, but also from you knowing who Aradine is and where they live, pretty much sure that you're supposed to be here. So you're not being interfered with, but you are being watched.
Perfect.
As the 5 of you make your way into Bloomridge.
Karen, what? You said it was a friend of yours. They said they were a friend of yours. You said it was a friend of yours.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
What do you mean?
Of a sort.
Really,
We shouldn't-
secrets for right now.
All right, we used to date each other.
Beautiful.
Used to.
You can't trust them.
Look,
Is there going to be animosity between the two of you?
there's still
Ah!
something between the two of us. I wouldn't call it animosity, but I wouldn't exactly call it a friendship either. Look, it's probably best that I just go in and talk to them alone rather than, 5 people all bungling in there. And depending on what level of persuasion I'm resorted to use, this may take some time. We will see. But if you can just not make a busyness of yourselves, then we should all be all right.
As you head into Bloomridge, you do note there have been Flaming Fist patrols in Sea Tower in particular, which is where the Flaming Fist fortress is. You've noted quite a few of them and have carefully avoided them with those stealth rolls. I think moving the entire party I'm allowing. You don't see any in Bloomridge at the moment. You have no idea why. What passive perceptions do we have here? 15 for you.
Noise.
Yours is terrible. Em.
Yes.
Yes.
Not wise at all.
Which one? Passive?
Passive perception, please. 11, no, it's not really good. Yours might. No, yours isn't great. Is
Mine
yours
is the
I
highest.
think
load,
mine's
everyone, I
13.
think.
13? Yours 15.
Yeah.
Lilith, then I will say you notice. Every now and again, you think you hear down one of the side streets a conversation where you can hear slightly raised voices and then they die away again.
Do I get any specifics from
Your telepathy is within 30 feet, isn't it?
Yes, so if I look...
No. If you looked down one, potentially, if you want to.
Yeah, could I have a little, look back into one of the...
Sure. Do you want to roll me a stealth check?
Yeah, do it. Can I assist?
Always.
Okay.
That's
That's
cocked.
cocked. Well done. How is that? Okay. We'll go with the 10, not the nat 1.
Very glad I could help.
As you look down one of the alleyways, Bloomridge is very steep. It's on the side of the big hill that leads up to the upper city. It's not as steep as the Steeps, which is steeper, but it is relatively steep. And as you look down one of these streets, you can see a group of dandies intercepting Flaming Fists who are patrolling. Now, they are not being aggressive or stopping them. They're engaging them in conversation, and one is looking back and catches your eye and jerks with their head.
Ooh.
They are looking out for you in this district
Really
at this
cool. There's
point.
2 more here.
I think they want to know what's up before they start making any decisions.
Sorry, so who's looking at the dandies are?
The dandies are
Intercepting.
warding Flaming Fist off your path.
Interesting.
Yeah, there
At this moment, they're protecting you, but
Can
you don't
I
really know
have a look
why.
and see if I recognise any of the Flaming Fists people?
Yes, of course you can.
I believe... Oh, I think that's 23?
23.
Yeah.
Looking down the street, you look down. I will roll for it. No, you don't recognise anyone down
That's
the street
okay.
that you're looking
Fair
at.
enough. I will continue to walk on and telepathically go to everyone, well, it seems that whatever your friend is capable of, they're certainly helping us for now.
Again, not my friend.
We can get disguises from somewhere else. We can find someone else to help.
Actually, I think it's quite a good idea. I mean, I've had quite a long-standing relationship with the dandies. Obviously, my shop's in this district, so I know some of them, and or maybe they could help get a message to Myrtle. We could find out
Oh yeah.
whether she's okay.
Shakti, you must know somebody in the dandies if you work here.
Well, I imagine that they just come through me for... Because, like, I pay a small kind of levy, really, I suppose it is, to the dandies, but because she works for me, then I imagine that would just come through me.
They're not very nice people. I don't think we should.
I mean, they're not very nice people, but
Who is in Baldur's Gate?
exactly. I was about to say, neither am I. So
You are. Yes, you are. You're a good person.
As you are being guided through Bloombridge, you are being guided. People will occasionally sort of nod a direction to get you to go around certain bits, possibly where guard patrols are. You don't know. A couple of dandies are standing outside what looks like a pub, cafe kind of thing. And as you walk up towards, you're planning to walk past to get to Aradine's residence, one just goes and points into the Smiling Boar.
Oh,
The what?
The
I
Smiling
remember
Boar.
this one.
The Smiling Ball.
The Smiling Boar.
everyone loves the smiling ball.
That would be quite scary, actually.
Is it B-O-A-R?
the big
Yeah, B-O-A-R, not
Not
B-O-R-E.
B-O-R-E.
No, B-O-A-R. Your shop is 2 roads down from here. Your shop is not far from here at all.
Dangle, dangle, dangle.
Just saying. Just saying.
All right, cool. Into the smiling ball.
As you pop inside, the Smiling Boar is relatively famous. It is a lot of the tone in here is very ribald and very silly. Like the food all have quirky pun names. Like it's very much a sort of well-to-do, fun-loving place to hang out. It's empty.
What time is it?
It's about 8 in the evening. It is peak hour, and it is empty.
That's weird.
There is a halfling stood on a chair behind the bar, leaning on the bar, doing her best to not look awkward.
Hi.
Hiya.
Is Aradine here?
She gestures up towards a corner booth where Aradine is sat tucking into a plate of food, and they're sort of eating away.
Oh, hungry.
They've got food. They do food.
Right.
See you come in and pushes the plate away.
Hello, old flame.
Darling. They curl up out of the booth and come in for a hug. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Is it an awkward hug? Is it a nice hug?
It's a business hug by the looks of things.
It's like a business hug. It's slightly cold.
They do not do a business hug. They lean into you a little, and it's a sort of delicate on the cheek. And then, please join me.
Yes, of course.
Should we sit somewhere else?
Oh
Please.
no! I think this is a conversation for everyone.
Oh, good.
Is it really? Great. How have you been?
Wow, dating you must have been very, very, very awkward. How did you do it?
We didn't talk much.
But we're talking now, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Well, isn't this a fine mess you've got yourself into?
Yep. Yep, you're right on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Will you help us?
With what? I don't know what's going on.
Yes, you do. Look, are you really going to make me say the whole thing just for your cruel satisfaction?
No, I want to know what you want to do, because frankly, the situation you're in, you are so capital F fucked that the choice of options seems very limited.
We're trying to take a boat to Rivington.
And I need to get a message to my wife.
Yeah, he does.
Roll an insight check on that.
What, everyone or just...
Just the two of them who
Yeah.
asked.
Oh.
Shakti's staring at food.
6.
That will be 21.
You have no idea what their reaction to you asking for that is. They are surprised at what you want to do. Interesting. Why?
Why the boat?
Mm.
Because we need to get out of Baldur's Gate.
Are you running away?
Why are you surprised? Look, if we stay here, we're just going to get arrested. It's going to be a disaster. Everyone's going to get put into prison or killed or worse. And frankly, I don't have the time of day for that. So
So you're just going to leave?
We thought through a lot of options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're all happy to leave as well. Some of you have quite a stake in the city. I'll be very sad to see most of you go.
What has happened to the Raven Shade house?
I don't know why you're asking me. I don't live in the upper city. Haven't been in a long time.
But I would have thought you would know everything. If you don't, that's a shame.
I don't know everything. I know about my patch.
Right.
Your house is apparently being looked after. It's still a crime scene. I mean, it makes sense that it would be a crime scene after what happened there, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Quite.
Yes, it would.
So you want to run?
Yes. If you want to call it running, we want to run.
All right. What would you like to do about your shop and your wife? Because if you're running, I presume you want them to be closed down, sold on, moved along.
I'm more concerned about my wife, to be honest. I'm hoping that you would know. Has there been any activity around the shop? Have people?
Yes,
gone and questioned her?
you're a wanted felon. The shop is being very carefully guarded. She has been questioned numerous times about your hangouts, where you tend to go, if this is something you usually do. But as far as I can tell, she's fine. The guard are keeping a close eye on her, as are the Fist, considering the purported involvement of a cult of dead gods. And they're rather worried that people might get hurt.
So there's no way of getting to her.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. Depends what you're willing to pay.
Kind of hand goes to the empty pocket on his waistcoat for a moment. And
That's hideous.
right, well, I mean, there's the shop itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's some of the paints and the inks and the
I have no
equipment
use
in
for
there it's made up quite a fair amount of money over the years.
Abernathy, I have no use for your wares.
Right.
It's all right. I have a thought on that we can come to in a minute. If you're running, Cohen, I'll be sad to see you go. I don't think it's a terrible idea, though. Let's see. You need a boat? We do have some docksides. We could get you there and get you out. You want to go to Rivington? Why not just simply go up the river to Elturel, get out of town completely?
Did we have a chat about that? Sorry, out of
We were
what?
going
Yeah.
to try and meet Lakshmana.
That's it.
You're not actually running away.
Yeah, we're not actually running away.
I've already rolled
We're going
the
to meet-
insight check for
Yeah.
Aradin and got a 1, so
Yeah.
they fully believe you're planning to
The
just
idea
fuck
was
off.
to go meet Lakshmana, then go try and get the paintbrush.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
last
yeah.
time. Yeah. Well, we've got a contact out there. Lakshmana.
The eyes slide over. So not leaving properly, just leaving for a moment.
Exactly. I mean, let's be honest.
Aha.
We don't. If you run, people follow you, don't they? So
Quite.
we're just running, not running. So
Call
to
it
speak.
a bluff.
Pardon?
Call it a bluff.
Exactly.
Well, changes things a little. Look, you're an old friend, and I don't like the thought of you rotting away in some prison or being murdered by some horrible cult. So, I have a couple of thoughts. One, I can get you to Rivington. One of our associates travels back and forth from there. They do have a slightly peculiar reason for doing so, but not something that would be a problem, I think. We could also look after your wife.
She's been kind of looked at quite so closely by the Fist, and possibly by the cults as well. It's probably best not to drag her further into it for the moment. If you could look after her, then I would be eternally grateful, and then I'm sure I would be monetarily grateful as well.
Money's not that much interest to me right now. I'm more interested in long-term partnerships. Sometimes we need places to lie low. Sometimes we need fronts, places we can work with more closely. A local shop is a perfect place for things like that to happen. Maybe you and I can come up with a better business arrangement than the small protection fee you already pay.
I'm sure that we could have a very productive conversation.
This all sounds very fair and equitable to me, and I am very happy to help on one. Maybe two, but we'll start with one condition. Where are the paintings?
Lilith actually just genuinely starts laughing at this point. It's just like they're gone.
You'll have to be more specific.
Oh, well. They're gone. There's no point in trying to tell you where they are because it doesn't really matter.
It does matter. They're very powerful items wanted by a large number of people for various nefarious reasons. So,
honestly,
where have you stashed them?
I highly doubt that the explanation will make any sense to you. I barely understand it myself.
What?
Are you one with the arcane?
Not especially, no.
Okay, well. Paintings went into magical bag. Magical bag destroyed. Paintings gone poof. No more.
Don't really follow.
And that was the dumbed down explanation.
Roll
As
two.
was predicted.
No,
yeah.
Roll a two.
I told you.
I don't know. So you've lost them.
They're not lost. You know where they are. We just can't get to them. And then they'll be lost when we get there. If we get there. We're not going there.
Magic, all
We
right.
know where they're lost.
We know where they're lost.
Well, that raises a certain amount of questions. I'm not closely connected to the cult. I'm aware of them. We do have some overlap in membership. These items are of great import to them, and they think you have them. They are currently scouring various bits of the city for them where you have been. And they're going to come here next. What am I supposed to tell them? Because that, while probably accurate, I couldn't even begin to explain.
They do know. Well, one of them should. One of them who ran away, or...
But they're not going to. They're not going to believe that person. They want them so badly. They're not going to listen to somebody who says they can't be got.
I suppose.
You find yourself in a very strange situation where you've managed to remove artifacts of extreme worth from this realm of existence, it sounds like, in a way that shouldn't be possible.
Whether we all just
I think that was
simultaneously.
Chris there, actually, for a second.
Yes.
If anything, we've heisted them too far.
You said that character. You really said that character. Quite. Well, they are going to hunt you to the ends of the earth because they will not believe that, and even if they do believe it, they will want you to be the ones that either find them or tell them where they were put.
Could we come up with a place that would be very difficult to check, rather than trying to explain to them what's actually happened,
Yes,
which they
the
just won't
Astral
believe?
Sea is a very difficult place to check.
Understood, but they're not going to want that. They're going to want something like the poo tower, or he does say that in.
Do you mean the sewer keep?
Yes, that one. Yes,
Good.
yes.
If you don't use things proper names, people get confused.
Right.
If we send them to the sewer keep.
No. I don't mean the sewer keep again. I mean somewhere like that.
Right.
We could put out the rumor that we had found the paintings in the sewer keep and taken them somewhere else.
You could have thrown them in the river.
Indeed.
But aren't we going to want
But yes, no, maybe not the river then.
Maybe
Yes, no, maybe not the river then. But something along those lines, yes. Spread as many disinformation rumours as we can.
With the greatest of respect, that is what has happened, is it not? Because the rumour I have heard is that somewhere in the sewer keep lies 3 paintings of unimaginable worth.
Yes, that was a lie.
We'd never said it though, so maybe you're right, we just shut up. We're good at doing that, I think.
They might consider them lost.
We managed to get out of that Flaming Fist prison without much difficulty. That it would have been noticed.
It was a lot of difficulty.
But it wasn't really for us difficult, though, was it? Because we had someone helping us. If we set about the rumour that maybe we'd gone back there and were somehow hiding out in there without Flaming Fist control, or perhaps even with their knowledge, then maybe we could actually get the cult to be looking at the Flaming Fists, and that would kind of get two of the people chasing us just staring at each other for a little while.
This is what I mean. This is excellent.
An intriguing thought.
So the Cult of the Dead 3 have us, and the Cult and the Flaming Fist have the painting. So the Fist are wanting to find the Cult, and the Cult are wanting to find the Fist?
Well, no, because if they have the painting, then they won't mind.
This is a fascinating proposition, and I can certainly work to disseminate some rumours about all of this. That might be a very good way of handling the issue. However, your main bargaining chip is gone.
Yes, that's true.
I would need recompense for all of this. I had assumed we could work together on this, but Cohen, you've let me down again.
He's offered you a whole blooming shop. Is that not enough?
No, not even close.
Can I talk with you privately?
Well, I will get up and move over to another part of the room.
Oh, you get up.
Wow. I do.
I'm going to go to the barkeep.
Maybe we
Hey,
could
hey,
get some food.
Hello, yeah, do you have any food?
Tons. We've got that.
Can we please kill some?
Spud, you like chips?
Yes, chips.
Good.
Lots of food, please. Thank you, and I'll put down a gold coin.
Okay.
You still have a gold?
I do, yes, because I
Well
knew that we
done.
were going to get into trouble.
Yeah, well, yes.
She potters back to the kitchen and starts. She clearly doesn't normally cook. There's normally a chef, but they've been asked to leave, so she just sort of starts pottering around the kitchen, trying real hard to do some chefing.
Would you like some a hand? I can do sauces quite well.
Why is this so exciting?
Can you roll me
I'm very
a
hungry.
persuasion check? Because she thinks you might be a murderer.
I think at this point,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, you know, when you're
That's
really,
why
really
she's so
hungry
scared.
and you
Does
eat
make
something,
sense.
it doesn't matter what it is, it
Yeah.
just tastes amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
know
how I
that.
imagine it would be?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
18.
18.
Which is not bad for an 8 on the dice.
There is a sort of small look. There is a sort of small look. Yeah. Come on.
Actually, do you want to help me with the sauces?
Come in. As I leave the booth,
Mhm.
I just can't. I trust you.
Thanks.
And I go to the kitchen.
It's just the two of us now.
Right. Look, you know, materially, currently, I'm a shit show. I don't have that much to my name at the moment, besides...
You never have, darling.
Yeah, alright. But I know one thing you might want. What if I just forgave you?
Darling, it's so like you to think that your companionship is worth magical artifacts.
Because, frankly, what you did was, you know, it's not like I cared about him either, but when you did that, you didn't exactly help me out then, did you? You just sort of expected me to deal with it just fine. And generally, killing someone's dad's not exactly a good move, is it? And let's be honest, that's why we broke up.
Is it?
I mean, why else was it going to be? What did you expect me to do?
You hated him.
I did
You
hate him.
hated him and you told me how much you hated him and I was
Yeah,
It's fine.
I hated him, and then you killed him. And I didn't ask you to kill him, you killed him, and you said it was an accident.
It's
and you
not like both of us didn't get something out of the bargain, Cohen.
Well, maybe what I've got now wasn't necessarily as good as what I had before.
I'm glad you've recognised that now. I'm glad you've had a, moral conscience grow. We were kids. It wasn't so long ago.
I know. But at least then, there was someone I could call a vague semblance of a friend, as opposed to that upper city place. It's all just money, money, money. That's all anyone cares about. And now here I am. I don't have any money, so...
Friend?
If you help me do this, then yeah. Friend.
Roll inside check.
5.
I can't afford to be sentimental, Cohen. You had your chance.
We both had our chances. I came here hoping things would be different this time, but...
You're wanted for murder. What a wonderful opportunity.
Alright.
You've thrown away a magic item worth more than you can imagine.
I must reiterate, I didn't do that.
No, it doesn't sound like you.
That was one of this lot.
Well, good, well chosen. I'm glad you have new friends.
Again, I did... I didn't choose them, and calling them friends is a rather strong term.
Really?
Well, obviously you don't want to be friends anymore, so who knows, maybe they will be friends. I'm gonna need one, aren't I?
I never wanted to just be friends, Cohen.
I know. No, you didn't. I didn't really understand what that meant or why. I've not seen anyone since. Don't really understand how to. People want something. I can give them something they want. They give me something in exchange. That I understand. But people just giving you stuff for no reason. It's weird.
Of course you'd think it's weird.
But someone did it recently, and I didn't really understand why. I'd already offered to get everyone off scot-free. I even put my own life on it. Now, obviously, you know I was going to win. It's a game of cards. I rig those all the time. There was no chance of me actually losing my life. But as far as they were concerned, it was. And that man whose shop you're going to go and completely and utterly seize control of, because I know what you're going to do. He gave away his most prized possession, one he was probably going to just try and give to you if he still had it, because that's what he's like, apparently. And, well, I suppose I feel, I don't know if debt's even the right word, but it felt right. And so I'm just trying to do whatever the right thing is. And look, I know that I wasn't exactly excellent to you, but you weren't excellent to me first, which has made it quite hard to come back under more desirable circumstances. Sometimes when your back's up against the wall, you do weird stuff. But it's alright. You don't want to help, so that's fine. I've got them out of enough situations. I'm sure I can do this on my own.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Do you mean that?
Yes.
Right. Apology accepted. Will you help me?
Did you ever think I wasn't going to?
If I'm honest, I wasn't sure. But if this all goes to plan, get us out safely, then yeah, I'll stop hating you for what you did. Because I don't want to hate you. I really don't. And I think I've almost gotten over it. So this will probably push me over the edge.
We're still so conditional, aren't we?
I can't change overnight.
All right. I'll help.
Thank you. Really.
Putting a lot on the line for you.
I am not unaware of that. And I've not exactly offered you the most enticing pot, which means you actually care. Which also means a lot to me.
Sometimes you've got to just give things away, huh?
Apparently. I'm learning.
You need to get out of Bloomridge relatively quickly. We can mask your being here, but not forever. Can you send your dwarf friend over, please?
Of course. Please be nice to him. And I walk over to go and find Abernathy.
They don't catch your eyes. You get up and leave.
Oh, wow. That was
Ouch.
amazing, guys. Yeah.
Oof. Okay, yeah, that kind of thing. Is Abernathy in the kitchen?
I think
Are we all in the kitchen, basically?
I'm not.
No.
You're in a corner booth.
Yeah.
I think I went with Veronica. Yeah.
So if the two of you are going to come with...
cocktails.
Well, we don't know what to do with food, I
I
imagine.
know, I'm not. I think I'm just basically I'm sitting there feeling very sick.
Do the two of you chat when you're in your corner booth?
I won't instigate the conversation, but I can't say I won't reply.
You make it so enticing to do roleplay with you, Ed.
Come on, then try it. See what happens.
Wow!
Veronica refuses to answer. It's insane.
There's
It's the thing. He'll just probably be sitting there going, "Ow, ow." He's hurt. He's poisoned.
I know. So this is the first time you're actually hurt, really, isn't it?
Well, it depends what you mean. This is certainly the first unintentional time.
Okay. How is your foot?
It's fine. I don't think. I'm just happy to be alive. Although happy is a strong word. I don't know what use I am now. Then again, I didn't know what use I was before.
I think we all have our part to play. Don't you?
I hope so. I wanted more responsibility and it destroyed everything. It's not exactly a reason to want
Didn't
more
look like it was going to go well from the start. Didn't look like it was going to go well to the end. It's
So-
never going to go that well.
So why did you
It's
take
not
part?
your fault. There were unforeseen circumstances that made it go terribly wrong.
Well, whether it's my
I
fault.
was kind of thinking that it would be a bit of fun and, you know, maybe we'd get caught, but, you know, then my fiancé could probably get us out of it. It'd be a bit, just something interesting in this godforsaken city. And yet, it then became, well, probably much more than we ever bargained for. And we didn't bargain for much.
I just wanted to do something good.
And
Something.
you did.
What have I done? What have I done that's good? I've caused the one person who acts.
That was again not your fault. I think your siblings have far more to answer for than you.
That's very true.
Well then, isn't it good that you found out the fact that they weren't necessarily trustworthy?
Oh, I knew that already. I just didn't realise they'd go so far. Not only that, but I don't
And
think...
now you know. And what are you going to do about
They
it?
didn't want her to die.
And what are you going to do about it?
Nothing. What can I do? Kill them?
You don't have to kill them.
I want to kill them.
You can kill them.
I can't. Never killed anything in my life. I just want beauty.
Yes, and how do you get beauty to begin with?
It's all gone now anyway.
How do you get beauty to begin with? Where does a plant start from?
See.
It starts from the earth, and the earth is disgusting and mangled and sometimes dry and cracked and sometimes a mess. And yet, you get utter beauty. And it takes time. And it takes patience. And what do you need right now?
Money.
And how are you going to get money?
From the earth? I don't know. Alright, I take your point, and thank you.
Yes, take my point. I'm saying that mainly because I need to remember that too. Because with you, I need time and I need patience.
I'm trying.
I know. And I'm giving you those things.
Thank you. People have helped me out with no reason to.
And you've helped them.
How have I helped anyone?
Viorica, you brought us all together. I don't think I'd have ever met any of these people. And they're quite wonderful. You randomly picked a wonderful assortment of people, even if they were lacking in skill.
We survived.
So far, yes.
Yes.
And we'll just keep going. Do you smell food?
What's happening in the kitchen?
Well,
The rock is
important
cooking.
things first, food-wise.
Food-wise.
Was she just putting on chips, was it?
Well, it's a cafe, and all of the menu items are quite a lot of game, but it's all that sort of fast foody, quick servy kind of stuff. Like there's probably something rotating on a spit in the back. Like it's that sort of thing, and they all have very silly names.
Oh yeah.
If she starts putting chips on, then Abernathy would just go, right, sauces for chips, and do like a
You make gravy.
like a herby tomato salsa kind of thing, and then maybe a spicy
You've been south
ketchup.
too long, Steve.
Steve's a vegan.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. It's true. Steve's a vegan.
Can you make vegan gravy?
Yes?
Yes, but it's terrible.
It's not?
Just when I make it.
No.
Do you make various sauces to
Yes.
go with
Yeah,
chips? Lovely. Good.
But at the same time, because you're helping,
Yeah,
are you okay?
he's gonna
Really?
sort it out. Conan's gonna sort everything out.
I know
He
but
always sorts everything out.
you seemed a little bit quieter, really, when you came in here.
Aradine's a horrible person who I don't think we should trust, but we don't really have a choice, and they will take everything that they can take and they will enjoy it, and that's just the position we're in, and it sucks, but
I didn't even know you knew them.
yeah, I know.
How come you know them? I mean, I thought I only speak to some of their other people. Really, that come round. There's different people each time, but I know their name. But
They take my money.
well, why did they take your money? I give them money for the shop, and you work at the shop. But
Because they're greedy bastards, aren't they?
they take your money as well. Right. Is this why you sometimes haven't had breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the way it works. You don't want to get the shit kicked out of you, then you pay up, don't you? So it's the way it is in this city. I really appreciated having the job. I'm kind of gutted it's all gone.
Well, as look what happened. It seems like we're about to rearrange the terms of any agreement we've got anyway. So maybe I can make it a bit easier on us. I mean, we've got to hope we're going to get through this. I can't see how yet, but if we don't kind of keep that thought in mind that we can get things back to normal, or then how are we meant to go on?
Because whatever happens, we'll be in their debt now. You'll be in their debt, and you can't escape. You know, I wanted to. I thought coming to work in an art shop would be. I wanted to be like a good person, you know.
You are a good person.
I wanted to not get involved in dodgy situations where people ended up getting hurt, and
I mean, It sounds like it's not entirely in your control, to be honest.
No.
It's not in anyone's control. I mean, look where I am right now.
You're a good person.
I know. Just had the shit kicked out of me, haven't I?
That is what happens.
Right.
But I'd rather be doing that than be doing the kicking.
That's a nice way of looking at it. Well, from a certain point of view.
It's a choice. It's a choice that I've made.
Well, the choice that you have now,
It's tomato
when
sauce,
all of
sir.
this returns to normal,
Chipotle. Yeah.
So,
would you still want to work at the shop?
maybe let's deal with that if we come to it, yeah.
Well, I'm about to have the conversation now.
Yeah, I want to work in shop.
Okay. Right then. Well, I'm taking on one partner by the looks of it. You may as well take on two.
Oh. What does that mean?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
It means
I
maybe
don't
we
wanna
can
work-
outnumber them 2-1.
Okay, I don't want to work for them. I don't want to work for them, but we'll do what we have to do.
All right. Do you think some people would prefer gravy?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh. How do you make gravy?
Cohen comes and grabs you.
Cullen finds you. Abernathy, your turn.
Right. Okay.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Spoons.
Wait, are you going to be okay? Is he going to be okay? You got to
think
back him up.
I think he'll be fine. I've put in a word. Or tried to, at least.
Right. Well, thank you
Are
very
you
much.
sure, Cohen? Cohen, you're sure?
As sure as I can be.
It's going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk over.
They're still sat in the booth. They are sort of... They don't look as focused as they did before, not quite as in control, but they are sort of looking off into the middle distance, just pondering.
Oh,
Please.
thank you.
What message would you like to send to your other half?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, do you think you can get a message to her without anyone else knowing?
Yes.
Okay.
You know how the back entrance to your shop has that flagstone underneath that is slightly wiggly, where you sometimes put a spare key?
I have been meaning to have a look at that. I know it's not the best place to keep a spare key, I know, but yes, I am aware.
So am I. What message would you like to send your partner?
Oh my god.
Just that I'm okay. That I love her. With everything I am. Just tell her to keep safe. And I'll come back to her as soon as I can. And I will bring her the most extravagant breakfast.
So it was quite long. So. Very well. The rest we can discuss, frankly, if you're still alive.
Right.
That won't be my decision.
No. I should let you know, I have just taken on another partner as well, so just to be completely above board.
Doesn't matter to me how much you split your share. I'd like to make you a promise. If things do go badly, I will make sure that she is safe.
Thank you.
You help someone I care about, I will do the same.
That is the only good news I've had in a long time.
Right, well. Good. Talk about the rest when you, if you return.
I'm sticking with when for the moment.
Whatever keeps you afloat. Now, you and your friends need to leave. You can eat something if you want, I don't care. But once you do, some of my people will take you down to the dockside where we do have something you can use. I don't want you to feel like you're necessarily safe in Bloombridge. You might be. We're doing the best we can. No rumours of you coming here have come out yet, but if you're in Sea Tower, well, where else would you go?
Right.
So,
Don't do
quick as you can. Yes. They get out of the booth, straighten up. Walk towards the door. Does anyone stop
Thank
them?
you.
I'm in the kitchen.
No, to
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. They ignore you and keep walking. Open the door, head out.
So, what's going on?
We're eating, then we're leaving.
If you wouldn't mind eating quickly, I've had to close the shop because you're wanted felons. Oh, God.
And you're talking to wanted felons and telling them to leave.
No.
Right.
You can eat anything you'd like, just,
I mean, we've
I have time and patience for everyone else, but
With this
in this group,
person.
but not this person.
I guess
this is how you treat waiters.
I'll go and put some more food on. Get out of the way.
Karen, do you know how to make gravy?
No,
Okay.
sorry. I don't do much cooking.
Curry sauce it is.
Yes.
Pop my head around the door. Something smells amazing.
Yes.
Do you all have a
Yes.
bite to eat?
So much food.
Repast.
Oh my god, so much food.
It's not that much food.
chips with 3 different sauces.
It's chips and curry sauce.
Yeah, it's crazy good.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable.
Once you've all eaten small amounts, do you all get ready to go?
Yeah.
As you head out into the street...
Realise I need to do my spells for today.
Oh,
Yeah, you should probably do that. As you head out into the street, there are a couple of dandies hanging out, and they sort of gesture, give you guys... You're being taken down the hill towards the docks. No one is directly walking with you, but you are hooded, you are cowled as before, and they are trying to obviously run interference as much as they can. Can y'all roll me a stealth check, please?
Okay.
I'm going to assist you.
Thank you. Oh.
Dear God, that is awful. That's a total of 4 on 2 dice.
Boom.
Oh! That's 1, 2, 3 on 3 dice. I do get a 5 in total.
Wow. That makes
We're
this
gonna
make
fall into
sense.
the river.
Good.
Yes.
Incompetent corner over there.
21.
I see. Sorry.
22.
9.
Oh!
It's been an emotional evening.
Yeah.
And on other things, I see.
As you all walk south of Bloomridge towards the docks, a couple of things happen. Lilith,
Oh no. No.
as you are walking down the road and look down a side alley, for a second, just a flash, you think you see a 7-foot tall woman with a red skull for a face.
Crap.
Do you look back?
Yeah.
There's no one there.
No, I would almost say, given that I'm supposed to be
Helping,
helping
yes,
you,
that's fine.
but your makes me go, and because of my foot, I then
We both go
there's
down.
a sudden stumble and a sort of what just happened?
That's about it. She was right.
What?
I swear, I caught her. I caught her, the masked, the face red skull woman. Just
my
a
God.
glimpse, a second, a
We
what?
need to get out of here. We need to get out of here
It's
right
all
now.
right. I sorted a plan.
As you all start making your way, go on.
Roll perception to see if I see it. It's automatically what we would do.
Ooh.
That's not bad. That's 18.
19.
19.
If he's got -1.
Apart from the fact I have -1 to perception.
No.
You quickly scan around the crowd looking for, 7 foot tall women, hard to miss. As you start scanning around, you don't see anyone. What you do see is in front of you, there are some flaming fists speaking to some of the dandies, and it looks like they're not taking no for an answer and are pushing to walk up the street towards you.
Right, okay. Flaming fists ahead. Dandies aren't managing to put them off. Maybe let's just scoot down somewhere else
You have a
quickly.
passive of 15. One of the flaming fist ahead is quite recognisably a head taller than everyone else.
Okay.
Is it her?
Yeah.
Right.
How far away is she?
50 feet.
Balls! Yeah, I know.
Conflict of interest.
No, I keep walking another 20 feet.
Do you all stumble for another 20 feet?
Go, come. No! I will go!
Are you all moving forward with Lilith?
Right, but, I mean, we can't split up.
Move with me!
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Really awkwardly, everyone moving up like a little triangle.
People around you are noticing your strange movement and behaviour, and they're sort of doing that thing when you see something awkward in the street, just going nope and peeling off. People are leaving this street. You are suddenly quite isolated in this street.
I'm
The
casting.
dots are about 100 feet
When do I
ahead
get
of
to
you.
her? When do I get to her?
You're within 30 feet of her now.
Cara. Please don't react. I know that was probably not very easy for you to not react to.
I'm casting Unseen Servant, just so everybody knows.
That moves real slow.
I know.
Good.
Right, okay, but Cara, you don't know where I am right now.
She looks up the road and sees you.
Maybe you do know where I am right now.
Because you rolled real low on your stealth
I know
check.
you can't talk back to me, so I know you're probably swearing and hating me right now. I understand, and yes, stop it, shut up. Just listen. No, I really mean it. Listen, I'm going to Rivington. I'm going to find Lakshmana. You will find me there, and please, tell Alathra I love her, and I obviously love you too, you nincompoop. I'm probably the nincompoop right now. Yes, I know, shut up!
Nothing's being said back.
No, but
I know. That's the point. It's the point.
Yeah.
And she already knows everything she's probably going to say. She's like, the paintings are gone. They're going to the Astral Sea. And see if Alethra can do anything with that information. I doubt that she can. If Alethra can do sending to me every night, then I can get some messages to you, or I don't know where she is. I hope that you're doing okay. You're still apparently out on the street, so that means that you're not incarcerated. Please look after Alethra whilst I can't. You're obviously the best at doing that right now.
don't look.
As you all walk down, the the conversation is getting a bit more heightened in terms of volume, and one of the guards, a larger woman, I think any of you have met Cara, starts pushing her way through to go up the street.
Darling, no, you have to go away. You have to go away. You have to turn around.
She's walking straight up the street.
You have to turn around right now.
She's walking
Are
straight
we
up the street.
in a position where we can go into a side alley yet?
If you want to, you
Yeah.
can try.
Yes.
We basically wanted to walk as far as the range and then veer off.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
you
going to
veer
walk
off?
up to them. Yes, we veer off.
You're going to have to run because as Cara breaks through the ranks of the dandies, there's like shouting now, and you're not sure what's happening. Are you all going to break and run? Is everyone going to break and run?
Yes. Okay, I am definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Got long leg. Definitely. I've got long legs.
You're running.
I will. If I turn invisible, will that be very obvious?
Yeah. Suddenly.
Okay.
Also, it is raining, so there'll be obvious points where water doesn't fall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Ask for
weather.
weather next time.
Why did we ask for weather?
Because it makes it better.
Well, whether the weather, whatever the weather.
Nice.
Whether we like it or not.
You're running. Makes sense.
Yes.
Turning this would be a bad idea. Are you running? You asked
I'm
about Alice.
Yes, I'm
And
tugging Abernathy.
I
Kind
won't
pausing-
leave until someone
Pretty much
pulls
up.
me.
I wouldn't pull you in the first instance. I would be like, Lilith, we might need to go.
Kara is now being physically, bodily blocked by two dandies. Basically, you can hear
Cara,
shouts
turn around,
of
go.
what you know what will happen if you push into this. You know what will happen. You know what will happen. Like it's that level of up right now.
Cara!
I'm going to try and grab both Lilith and Abernathy and tug.
Don't be a fucking idiot right now.
She's within like 20 feet of you, and you can see her eyes, and she looks heartbroken. No. But she does stop pushing.
I will find you.
Tugging. I leave.
You go.
Fuck you, Cara. I love you. Turn and
Let's go.
away.
You all turn into a side alley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck you, Chris.
That was, yeah.
Can everyone please roll me initiative?
Oh, lordy be. Right, okay.
Oh,
You pay respects, Joe.
Yeah.
17.
You know me. Always pay respects. 23.
Wait.
I'm just excited about my 23.
I was excited about my 22 until you said that.
It won't help you on a surprise round.
Not really.
Anyone else above
maybe a different character?
Anyone else above a 20?
22.
Yeah, 23 and 22 I got.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no one cares about your 22, like, at all.
It's only they're only happy when they're talking about rain now.
Yes. Anyone above a 15?
Yes.
Rain on your parade, 16 for me.
17.
19.
Hang on. 19,
I see.
Hey, I never get anything good.
17, and 15.
16.
60. All happened too quickly. Thank you. Ash, Lilith, Viorka. Right. As you all run into the alleyway, Viorka, you were going first.
Was I? Yes, I was.
You were.
But I'm reacting last. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Out of the side of the alleyway, just melting out of the shadows, a gigantic arm reaches out and grabs you.
Oh, lovely.
Make a contested grapple check, please.
Right. Oh, with all of my strength.
You can also
Woohoo!
you can also use acrobatics.
Oh, okay. Acrobatics will probably work better. Yes.
I just rolled a 1.
22.
Well,
As the big arm reaches out, you slip out of the way, and she is just going to try and stab you.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Thought it was going to be last session. Maybe it's this session I'm going to die. No! Well, possibly.
11.
By one.
As she tries to grab you, and as you slip out of the way, the dagger slips into her hand and sort of cuts
Through the cloak,
Through the cloak, it doesn't hit you. Unbelievably, unbelievably.
That was really close.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That might be a bit more of a problem. Hang on. Wisdom saving throw, you say?
Yes, please.
Okay. 12. Unlikely.
As the hand reaches for you, and as the dagger stabs through your cloak and misses you by a hair's breadth, you turn and look, and it's this red skull, bloodied skull face blinking occasionally into hers, where before it was quite placid and quite almost inconsequential. Pure vitriolic rage. You're not sure which is worse,
Fascinating.
and you are stunned.
That makes complete sense. If I see the face of the person who killed my stepmother,
Yep.
then yes, I don't know if I do I fall to the floor? Is it a proper...
No, you're stunned. You're standing upright.
Yeah, okay.
Cohen, as you run down the alleyway, you can see Viorica has stopped, and a hulking figure is just looming over him.
Okay. Do I recognise the figure as that figure?
I think it's fair to say that you do, or that it's your worst nightmare. Come again.
Excellent. I'm just quickly checking how a spell works. I think that this will be okay. So, Colin clocks who it is, and knowing the only thing that works before, goes up and is like, Oh, hello there again. If it's not an inconvenience, if you could just maybe leave us alone, go on a nice long walk down to the sea and just look out over the pleasant view.
Okay. They have magic resistance. Well, she has magic resistance, and also disadvantage in combat,
Definitely
which
in
this
combat,
is.
yeah.
So
I think it does.
it does.
Yeah.
It has disadvantage in combat.
Yeah, to be honest, it's difficult. I mean, it does make sense. It is difficult to suggest something to somebody in combat.
15.
Charm person says it does. It gets advantage in
Oh, suggestion doesn't.
combat.
They-
Suggestion
she has
doesn't.
magic resistance anyway.
I
It's
know,
a 15.
Your thing is 15, isn't it?
14. If I took the +1 in charisma instead of the +1 in dex.
Yeah.
But hey, it worked last time, so Cohen thought it would.
You are now standing up within 5 feet, and you've tried to cast suggestion. And as you do, the two of you, and she just turns her head towards you, and the skull is already horrible enough, and the face is now like, because this is how you stopped her last time. She is livid.
You just really hacked off Freddy Krueger. We're in trouble.
Fool you twice, shame on me.
Abernathy. Oh, sorry. No, it's Abernathy first. It was 22. Sorry. So both of you begin with A.
fast.
I don't know the best thing to do.
Cry, probably.
Probably. Comes around the corner, sees it. Oh, bloody hell. And, right, everyone, just do your best! And cast Bless.
That's very sweet.
And it's going to be Cohen, Ashakti, and Viorica, because Viorica is stood right next to
So
her.
I'm at the back right now.
Yeah. Also, the initiatives worked out very well in terms of the order in which you entered the alleyway, so that's fine.
Good.
I assume you're sort of staying at the mouth of the alleyway.
You're
You're not heading too far.
Well,
It's like, this is 10 feet in.
Yeah, I wouldn't kind of block other people getting in, but I
Fine.
wouldn't go within melee range.
No problem at all. Ashakti.
So I'm coming down the alley. I'm seeing all this. Does she have like cover? No, I can.
She doesn't have
around
cover per
Abernathy.
se.
I mean, Abernathy's not in the way. No one's in the way.
No. These two and her are now forming a pretty solid block of the alleyway.
Okay.
And it is very dimly lit in this alleyway because it's nighttime and there's rain and fog. Go on, keep throwing weather at me.
Is there a comet in the sky? I don't know.
No.
Right, sorry.
I am going.
Trying to throw weather at you, I realise it had nothing to do with weather. Anyway.
How is comet weather?
I know! I failed.
Cosmic weather?
I am going to.
Thank you.
Like instantly like go to like throw chaos and then just take a little moment to make sure
Thank you.
that I can
Learning.
throw the chaos, and I'm going to be like, I can control this, I can do this, and I'm going to still blast with chaos, but controlled chaos.
So you fire a chaos bolt at her.
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, crap.
Make a d-attacker roll.
If I turn into a
D4.
poinsettia, I'm going to be upset.
It's an attack roll, you roll a d4.
With Bless.
That is, 18.
18. Yes, that resoundingly
Ooh,
hits
yeah.
her.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yes. it is
18 resoundingly hits
Good
her.
on you.
Um,
Choose the type.
Yes.
It's one of the damage rolls. One of the damage rolls
yes,
decides
that's
the
what
type.
I
Yes.
realised
Right,
last
right,
time.
right.
Oh, do I still have the bless?
Yes, but
Let's
it
just-
doesn't work for damage. Does it?
Yeah, no, I just mean I have it. Okay. So that for damage is a total of 13,
13 damage, yes.
and the damage type.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my little table? I will go for lightning,
Lightning
Yes.
damage.
Yeah.
which
do
works nicely as it crackles through
Yep,
the
that's
and
really
crackles
good.
very precisely straight there, like it's drawn
Jagging
closest
around
to
people.
point.
As it launches out towards her... Has she used a reaction? No. As it launches out towards her, she turns and looks at the lightning, and where it impacts her, she just seems to absorb it.
Oh, poop.
Nothing happens. uses her reaction. Please roll me see what happens if you wild magic. No wild magic. Excellent.
Thank God.
And finally, Viorica, you are in direct... Lilith first, sorry.
I'm not entirely sure what to do. I'll come in, and because it worked so well... Ooh.
It's alright.
And because it worked so well before with the other plant thing, I will do Maximilian's Earthen Grasp and try and grab her.
Okay.
She just needs to make a strength save of 15, which I imagine she's very good at.
She's big, she's strong, she fail.
Amazing.
She fail?
She fail.
She fail. Yeah, it works so well. Instead, as you said, the hand came out of the wall.
If you like, yeah.
It will also follow her and be like, and try and hold her against the wall.
Brilliant. What happens to her?
She takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Used a reaction, so.
Haha. 9 points of damage.
Right.
As it just goes.
Yeah.
Is this
hand
it's made of stone?
Is it made of new stone, or is it actually made of the material of the house for your wall?
Arguably, it's made of the material of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I'll just kind of yell at her and be like, "I've just had to say goodbye to one of my lovers. Can you not be here right now?"
Oh. How loud are you saying that?
Well, I'll say it
so
to
that
her.
everyone can hear.
I'll say it to everyone that could hear and hear, but I would mainly be doing it through telepathy.
You have grabbed her. She is restrained by this.
She's restrained. Yes. Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Why do you break my toys? Right?
Because your toys break us.
Yeah.
Grappled and restrained, I believe. Right. So, do you try and... You can't move past these two.
I'm not moving anywhere. I would just be like, we need to find somewhere new now, or really rip her to shreds.
These alleyways, you can find a way through to the docks if you want to, Cohen. However, it is Viorica's turn. You could probably also find a way through to the docks, although less effectively than Cohen.
Yes. Okay.
She has just been grabbed by hand and pulled back into the wall and is just snarling angrily in the wall.
That's fine. In which case, I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Mm-hmm.
And yes. So one of those. Yes. So a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. That is a 13.
No, fails.
Conditions.
Okay, so the target must succeed. If it fails on the wisdom saving throw, it must fall prone, become incapacitated, and unable to stand up for the duration. I do not want to know what she sounds like when she's laughing, but it's loud and it's proud.
She can't fall prone. She's being held.
Well, that's what I didn't know whether that was.
But she is incapacitated.
Yes.
And this hideous, angry, screeching laughter howls out at all of you. Are you going to try and run past her and away?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, go for it.
What do I have to do that?
Well, you just run.
Oh, fine. Right.
Sorry. I
thought you were going to have to do a test. Instead of rediscover how to use your limbs. I wouldn't be that scared of her, depending.
Yes.
But yes, I will just flee. I do not want to be anywhere near this person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it would be 60 feet.
So
no, because I've just cast a spell.
You run 30 feet.
30, yeah.
Are you all going to try and run past her?
Yeah.
No.
Are there any dandies to show us where to go?
No.
We're going the wrong direction right now.
Are we?
Well,
I
no.
bet
But no,
we
you'll
were
be
going
veering your way down to the docks,
yeah.
but you don't know which boat to go
okay.
to. But you can all make your way away from her, potentially. Right. Her speed is 0.
Yep.
Her attack rolls have disadvantage. Disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. She's also currently incapacitated.
Also, what I want to do, it may run out if I go more than 60 feet away, but I want to put the unseen servant again, in front of her, so she trips over when.
We love this unseen servant.
The unseen servant is so much slower than everyone else. It's plodding slowly towards the alleyway. It hasn't reached it yet.
That's fine.
Okay, so at this point, she can't take actions or reactions. At the end, when can she break free of things?
At the end of her turn, I think. Yeah, the end of each
Does yours
of its
require
turns.
an action?
What do you mean?
To break
Yes,
free of
as
the
an action.
As an action. All
Now
right. She's
that's
going
clever.
to try and stop being incapacitated.
Yes.
At the end of her turn.
Yes.
That's cocked.
2 nat ones. 2 nat ones. 2.
Winning.
The hand is going to go and
Yeah.
again.
She can't stop laughing horribly. She can't use an action to break free because she has none because she's laughing horribly. Do you all just run past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think leave is the
Kicking her in the shin on the way past.
There are definitely going to be guards coming soon.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
And this is exactly how, well, I want to leave her. Laughing hysterically, unable to do anything and crushed to a wall.
And as you all run past, you take the lead to get people to the docks because you are the best at that. Fantastic. As you all run past and run down these alleyways, making your way through to the docks, that's where we're going to take our break.
Yay! We did better.
See you after the break when I burn my dice. Thank you all. See you in a minute. Bye. And we're back.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate Framed, where the party are trying to get to the River Kionthar to try and get out of Baldur's Gate. Well, out of Baldur's Gate proper, into Baldur's Gate Outer City. Baldur's Gate Minor? Yeah. You have managed to make your way out of Bloomridge despite having drawn the attention of the Bloomridge Dandies, who you have formed a tentative pact with, thanks to baggage. Emotional baggage. And they have been trying to keep the flaming fists off your back, which has gone not so well, and you just managed to get away from the death's head of Bale, who wants to murder you again, who you have left grasped by the wall, laughing uncontrollably.
Yes.
You are running through the alleyways to get down to the docks. You don't know what boat you're looking for because the dandies are not around. They're caught up with the flaming fists at the moment. What are you trying to do? Talk me through the running order. Talk me through what you're doing, please.
Does anyone know who we were looking for?
Are you saying this just whilst we're running?
Does anyone know who we're looking for?
No! What are you talking about? We've never been that organised.
You all, in a bundle, arrive at the dock front.
It's Oscar season, guys. Come on.
I was just about to say something deeply inappropriate. I won't.
What can we see in terms of people around in the boats?
The docks, it's quite late at night on the docks, and the mist is quite heavy, and these sort of vague green lights do glow from various dockfront pubs, bars, establishments. Some of you have spent more time here, Cohen. You are aware that there are many different jetties that come out into this harbour, this natural harbour. It is quite muddy, the harbour. It can be quite difficult to traverse. And you do also know that the Sea Tower of Baldur, which is just down the docks where the Flaming Fist are homed, can also pull a chain up to close off the harbour. And you don't know what the situation is, you don't know how bad it is, but as you run down, there's very few people moving around the docks, and there's a sort of faint tinkling of bells on various boats as the waves wash in and out. There is a rather monolithic large building on a jetty right in front of you. This is the Temple to Umberlee. It is known as the water something. Water Queen's house. That is sort of sat on the end of one jetty, looking as ridiculously imposing as all heck, because it is. Umberlee's a rather not great god of the water. That's on a jetty right in front of you. There are other jetties leading out into the water. You don't really know where you're going or what you're trying to do, but you're at the docks.
Can we see a dandy anywhere?
No.
That was the...
You are in the Bloomridge part of town, but you can't see any dandies right now.
Okay.
Well, we can't see a dandy. Maybe... they might be looking for the dandies, though.
Quite possibly.
Pick a jetty and go look.
Yes. That's
get
what
rid of
we
them
need to
all
do.
the
We need to do.
Probably still one, no?
I just wondered if you could look like one of the dandies, then they'd know who we are.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. Yes. Oh, that's not a terrible idea. All right.
Be nicer without the tone of surprise.
I'm more surprised that I didn't think of it.
Wow.
What was it again?
No, that's why I was just joking.
Japer.
Couldn't resist some witchy repartee. Why not? I'll disguise person as a dandy.
Okay.
One that you're familiar.
Do you look like Aradine, or are you going more generic?
Aradine seems risky. I will go slightly more generic.
Okay, cool. You make yourself look like a generic dandy, and do the five of you just walk out onto one of the jetties trying to find a boat or something?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Trying to find someone.
Yes, something.
Roll me perception checks, please.
Everyone.
Yes, please.
Need to make up for the negative.
15, thank you.
Oh, low. Perception. 7.
21.
7.
I'm panicking, I think.
11.
11.
21.
Let's chips.
21. 13. A Shakti with a 21. As you are stepping out onto this jetty, there are various boats in the water. Most are keel boats made for a crew of about 10 to 15. Some of them, there is one quite large one that's just on the end of this jetty that looks like a galley, like it's made for hundreds of people to row, but it's currently unoccupied. There are people moving around this jetty, walking around, occasionally peering at you as you move past quite quickly, but they do see a dandy and very quickly, nothing to see here. As the five of you move up the docks, you see a small rowboat. It's almost like a slightly longer, almost canal boat style, but it is still a boat to be rowed. It doesn't have an outboard motor or anything like that. We're in the wrong era for that. And on this boat is a kenku. For those who don't know, a kenku is a crow raven style humanoid. And as they look around, they see you and
That is that sound. It's
Yes.
not. Yeah, there's no
This
like.
person just croaked at us. Is that a sign? I'm gonna
I think it
go
may
over
well
to
be.
them. Hey,
take these people down the river.
great. Yeah,
That's the one.
this is the thing.
Right.
They gesture you on. They gesture you on and start unmooring the boat very quickly. The boat is laden down with various boxes and bits and bobs, and as it is moving out in, you could have a quick look at the stuff around you.
Yes. Perception again.
Yes, please.
Okay.
If you like, or investigation, if you want to look at a bit more detail.
22.
22.
I'm looking back where we came.
Oh,
people
that's
and
fine.
from
Was
it.
it
Ooh, I didn't know how you managed to do that. No, I got an 8.
Nat 20. Right.
21 perception.
Nice. As you are all looking around, as the boat veers out, looking back into Bloomridge, the fog is quite heavy in Baldur's Gate, always has been, and the green lights sort of glow eerily through it, and you can see that you are slowly moving away from. You're unmoored, you're untethered, and you're moving away from the side of the docks. You do hear sounds of shouting from inside Bloomridge, and there was a nat 20 and a 21 on like perception and things. That was an investigation, wasn't it?
No, perception.
Perception as well. As you look back, you can see, and just about here, there is definitely some kind of fight, riot, you're not
Ruckus,
sure,
yeah.
happening on the road into there's a sort of main road into Bloomridge you can just about see on the edge there, but you are moving very quickly away from it. Was anyone looking specifically at the boat?
No.
No? No one looking at the boat?
I mean,
I
feel like one of us should.
Sorry.
I
That was
I
what you
had
asked.
rolled on the assumption I was checking what the boat
Totally
stuff.
fine, totally fine.
Yeah.
The Kenku is using a very long pole and standing on a platform at the back, and is quite expertly pushing against the various bits here to move the boat out towards the river. You're not at the river yet, you're still floating in the middle of the harbour, and there's green lights like in a semicircle almost all around you now as you float slowly out into the harbour. They're moving quickly and look a little bit worried as they push the boat out and through and are slowly making your way out of the harbour.
Okay.
Want to do anything or say anything?
I'm hunkering down. I'm getting right down at the bottom of the boat. I'm kind of hiding from the world as much as from anything specific. But
Hold on, my stealth check.
Yeah. That's not bad. I think that's stealth 16.
16? Okay. Do you want to try and break open one of these boxes and hide inside, or are you just hunkering down?
Getting down among the boxes so that I can't
Fine.
easily be spotted
No
as
problem.
the biggest person.
What's everyone else doing?
Honestly, I was going to try and listen out and see if I could hear or see Kara in this fight.
And you rolled a 21.
22.
22.
She's not in the fight.
You can't hear her. It's misty. It's very hard to see anything. Foggy. Fog and mist are different. It's very foggy. You can't see.
Yeah.
Kara's
I
not
can't-
recognisable enough from this far away.
Yeah, fair. It would be what she would do anyway.
I'm looking out for boats trying to intercept us or anything ahead of us where we're going.
There are some boats in the water, not many, a few, making their way in and out. And a rather large boat is making its way in on almost direct course with you, but your guide is very carefully punting out of the way, and as the boat does get closer, and clearly hasn't seen, doesn't care, you're not sure, just uses the boat as it passes and the stick to push off, so the boat starts to spin slightly out of the way and catches the wake of the other boat and rocks slightly as it moves forward. Your guide appears to be expert at this sort of thing, staying out of the way. The boat is now slowly shimming, and you can see just about the edges of the dock, and you can see as you're going that the dock ends on the eastern side of the dock and rises quite sharply into cliffs which lead up to Dusthawk Hill, so that is why this side of the docks is so hard to traverse. The far side on the western side, you're moving away from the sea tower, and you barely catch a glimpse of the towers where there are also green lights on the tops. And the boat is slowly, and you can feel the boat now catching the river tide, which the tide is going in. So they are currently floating up river and the direction you want to go.
Cool. Keep low, keep an eye out.
You wanted?
over to the speak man.
Are you friends with Aradine? Then
Think not.
Yeah, we are.
Kind of makes a nice change in some ways. People.
Don't look a bit nonplussed by that. Up ahead of you, as the river starts to pick up pace, and you are definitely starting to head into the river, they turn to you all and go, "Hiding might be appropriate."
A small voice comes up, way ahead of you.
You've already hunkered down between boxes.
Yeah.
Is anyone else doing anything?
Same old or something.
Yeah.
Hide. Roll some stealth checks for me.
Yo, you want to help me with that hiding that you
Can't
just managed to
No,
really.
do?
not really in this case, no.
Go ahead and sing.
Oh, okay. 18.
Great.
25.
Anyone rolls a 1, they're going in the water.
I will also minor illusion, like
19.
a kind of, I know it's not much, but like a little like plank of wood above me.
Like a like a sort of
like,
crate.
Yeah, like a crate. It's like I'm in a crate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does the rain come straight through that?
Yes.
That's very sad.
The rain has gone from the sort of. It was light pitter pattering of rain. It's now more of that sort of hazy rain where it feels more like the air itself is wetting you than
Oh, that's
actually.
lovely. That's actually really nice.
More weather for you there.
I'm going to make Cohen shuffle up and be like, wait, I need some space. I'm like, squeeze in next to him.
What'd you roll?
19.
Thank you.
15.
15. Okay. As you are hunkering down in the boat and as your Kenku guide is punting and sort of steering a bit with the stick as well, like you do on punts. What?
You've been to
Tell
Cambridge
us more
recently or
about
something?
punts.
No, not a punt. So the boat sort of it eddies slightly as it goes. It's very hard to keep a straight line on a boat this size with a punt. But as it goes down, you hear up ahead.
If we get the Colts on the punch,
Yeah.
then we might be in trouble.
Up ahead, you hear a. Oi! Do you all stay hunkered down?
Yes! That's
Into the
right.
Kenku.
You see some light in the fog, and it appears that a rowboat is. You can hear the splash of the oars. Is moving towards your vessel.
Are we going upstream?
You're going upstream.
Yeah, okay.
Tide's going in. It is a tidal river.
Yes.
Science people. So as you hear this and hunker down, there's a faint thud of another boat hitting your boat. Here, throw a rope. You hear a sort of wet as a rope is thrown, and there's a sort of nestling bump as the two boats are clearly held alongside, and you can see light through the fog above your hide. Like the light sort of pierces above your hiding spots, and occasionally washes over a small part of your face, and you lean in a bit more
I'm
slightly.
like clenching my fists so that my light spell that's just not in control at all, just like stays down. Stay. No light.
Right, where are you headed? Rivington. Right. Contraband check and just having a look around, all right? You hear sort of shuffling.
I love that everyone goes spells.
Nothing I can do.
You hear a sort of shuffling and what sounds like a piece of paper being handed over. All right, I see. All right.
The city is so corrupt.
Oh, this is amazing.
No, wait, is this
Oh,
good
I
or
bet
is
it's
it
bad.
bad?
I have rolled so many ones
Yeah,
today.
it's true.
A beam of light passes across and over the various areas that you're in. Yeah, looks fine. All right. Okay, on your way. Thank you.
Oh.
And the light turns away, and you can hear the boat being untied and starts being rowed upstream again, downstream again. You're not sure. Fooled them.
He gets a tiny little.
And they step over and sort of bodily help you up, physically representing their desire to let you know that everything is fine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to stay lying on the.
That's fine. Yeah, cool. I have another appointment.
Wait,
Are we there?
are we in a hurry? What do you want us to do?
They sort of point
Want us to help row?
off to one side. Oh, no.
Oh, we have
there
to
more-
stop
I have
somewhere.
another
We're
appointment.
going to
Some
stop
more
somewhere
people
on the
that are going
way.
to get on, or
With who?
Is it safe?
Uh,
We have an
What?
appointment with a frog. We have an appointment with a frog.
What?
It sounded a lot like a frog.
They are, as they're doing this, they are still at the back of the boat doing the punting, and they punt the boat slowly over to the side of the river towards the cliffs that you saw earlier. History checks for, I think everyone. Yeah, I think everyone. History checks is fair.
Back. Why?
16.
16,
9.
9,
11.
11,
22.
22,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. The
business.
cliffs on the southern side of Duskhawk Hill.
Got
There
that
is-
far already.
Yeah,
We went all the way
you're
over there.
floating down that direction, yes.
Nice.
You are the cliffs under Dusthawk Hill. Dusthawk Hill, this side of it, the southern cliffs, has a town called Tumbledown in it. It's called
Oh, no,
Tumbledown because things often tend to tumble off the cliffs.
Yes.
It's also where the main cemeteries are.
Yeah.
And all the rumours that you have heard
Yes.
over the years
Horror.
are of horrible walking dead things.
Nice.
And that the dead don't always stay dead. And
Right,
all this
right.
and all the rest of it. And
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
very
yeah.
sort of necromantic and unpleasant.
Yes.
What are you on?
16.
16. The two of you are oblivious to this. You don't really spend much of the time on this side of the city. You're always on the outer side, and you don't really tend to go into the outer city that much. And if you do, you wouldn't go here. You're also aware of the river veins, which are broken down bits of this cliff, because it's a cliff that would break with water pressure. So there's lots of little tunnels and inlets and things like that, which are supposed to be full of ghosts. Which the boat is very expertly steering towards one of them, where water is definitely rushing in. Like there's a sort of underground stream almost.
Blimey.
Any of you do or say anything?
Right, well, I've heard some quite creepy things about this place,
Yes.
actually.
Arr!
Do you know the frog well?
Yes.
Do you trust the frog?
Yes.
Should we just
Why are we
hide?
seeing the frog?
Can we just see the frog? Can we just...
They gesture
hide
at
in
all of the
Right.
crates and things around
this
you,
is their
and they
stuff.
go and open one up, and inside is food.
Is it flies?
I was getting
No,
tadpoles everywhere.
humanoid food. It is very. It's breads, meats, cheeses. Like
Yeah. Okay. Thank God we ate beforehand.
Yes.
Just had some chips.
Yes.
It's not full.
seeing you
exactly,
licking your lips, they.
I'm just going to stay hidden down here.
Right.
And they keep punting and catch the eddy, and the boat is just very quickly pulled into this strange cave, and suddenly, it's very suddenly in this watery inlet cave in the river veins, just slowly snaking your way in. It is very eerie in here. Like there's almost like stalactites from the ceiling and calcification that come very close, and the boat occasionally scrapes and bounces against walls, and is again expertly sort of pushed off walls and areas where there might be. But you are all in here, and it's very unnerving.
Would a little bit of light help?
Yes.
Right. Hang on. Not used to doing this kind of voluntarily, but... and the 4 kind of swirls, stars kind of pop out and line in
Lovely.
front of the boat.
These tunnels are looking at them in the light, so without all the creepy, oh, it's dark and you can't see anything, and the drip of water. They just look like they've been like... There's some graffiti on the walls. There's the occasional bottle in the water that's sort of caught in a side eddy. This is clearly where people like go and have a hangout and like, oh, we're so naughty. It's not actually that scary at all.
Oh, thank God.
Park drinks.
Yeah.
Almost like
Okay,
this is an
thanks.
elaborate metaphor. So you head down this tunnel, and the tunnel does veer off occasionally. There are side tunnels, things like that, but you are guided very specifically through this tunnel. And eventually you end up in this sort of smallish area. The sort of stream-like thing dumps out into this area, and you can't see any other ways out of this cave. And as this boat sort of lands in with a bit of a rundown, almost like there's a bit of a sort of ledge going in, sort of spinning slightly on the spot, Your Kenku guide gets up and takes the stick and starts tapping the side of the boat.
Oh, they're in the water. They're coming in the water.
I'm just like
Maybe stay away from the water.
sat
Out of
against
the
Cohen's.
water, you see and 3 what look like frog heads, but they're sort of Abernathy's size, are sort of popping out of the water. And there's various croaks now coming from around the cave.
This is getting very weird.
Don't be rude.
Look,
I
I'm sure
didn't-
that this.
Only for me.
I'm sure this Kenku is perfectly professional. They're just going to drop the food off, and then they're going to take us straight to where we need to go.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So let's just.
Exactly. There's nothing could go wrong.
The boat swings a little bit violently as one of these. Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Large frog.
21.
Oh, 21.
21, 21, 12. Large frog.
7.
7. Large frog.
Yeah.
Something you two recognise as a bullywug, which is a kind of humanoid frog, often associated with being quite dangerous, tend to live in swampland areas and can be quite violent and often quite dangerous for travellers. It's sort
Okay.
of pulling itself onto the boat, and as it stands there, it looks at all of you.
Nice to meet you.
It looks a little bit apprehensive. How are you going to communicate that you're no threat to them?
I'll telepathically tell them that there are no
Oh,
threat
nice.
to them.
Good
As long
start.
as because
Good idea.
Because the fact-
Telepathically.
I'm trying to
because
talk to them in
any
common at the
language
same
that
time.
works in telepathy.
Does it?
I'm more like.
Do you
nice to
do
meet
that?
you.
Yes.
Hope you're
Hello.
okay.
We've got the food here.
Let's look at utterly.
That's very cool.
No, it's not really that way. Sorry, darling. Just the one way. Mm.
Look at confusion. Just starts heading towards the boxes and picks one up and looks at all 5 of you. Picks it up, jumps onto the water. Other bullywugs are now getting up, and you hear a sort of from the bullywug as the others come on board. And the occasional confusion is very quickly like, oh, fine, they're fine.
I might help by
good.
passing them the crates that we're.
Yeah.
She can.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Start a little chain.
Daisy chain.
Yes.
The
not doing any of
Kenku
that, sorry.
I didn't think
was
you
going
would
to
be.
step down off the back and do this, and realizes two of you are doing this, and realizes some of you are doing this,
Yeah.
and
Two who work for a living,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, let's do it, yeah.
and doesn't get off the back and just sort of sits there. Just waits. Eventually, all of these crates are taken. You don't see where the bullywugs are going. They swim under the water with the crates. You don't see where they're off to. And finally, the boat is basically clear. There's a couple of crates left with them. And the last bullywug, which is the first one that came on and got picked up the last crate, looks at all of you and
Hope you enjoy your dinner.
looks directly at you as the one who can communicate.
Yes. Right.
Why does this frog keep staring at you?
I don't try and because I'm talking to it. You know, WhatsApp exchange. It's like
Don't call it what's
What?
Yes, well, you see, we're just a bit in a hurry. We're going somewhere. We've got this lovely guide, and here's your food. And is there anything else in particular you wanted? No.
It's sort of he sort of looks at you all, and there's a sort of look of
Can you see the cogs turning?
yeah.
Shit.
And he sort of sits cross-legged on the boat
Okay, we're sitting now.
and starts doing a sort of very faint, peculiar croaking that you don't. Roll me an insight check on this.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Hey,
Another.
21.
Yeah.
13.
But yeah.
Oh, so
The two,
25.
the two of you understand. The 16, you're starting to get this. It's some kind of song.
Oh.
Oh.
And he's just sort of getting in, and you hear other voices from around the cave joining in. And it's really quite lovely, and
Oh.
you all feel very heartened by it, and you all gain 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, I love these frogs.
Good froggies.
Good froggies.
Good froggies.
And as they finish up, and the male on the boat gets up and sort of nods at you politely and jumps off and swims away.
Have a nice dinner.
Oh, bugger.
Bye.
I feel better.
What was
Oh,
that?
yes.
What was that?
I have another appointment.
You have another?
Another one.
Yes.
Is it us?
Yes.
Well done. Well done. You sorted it out so quickly. Got an awful misunderstanding.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
For me, what was that?
It's a song.
Was this
This thing is a song.
wonderful?
It started to sound like that, didn't it?
I prefer your songs.
Well, I wish I'd been able to sing to them. Oh well, another time.
Maybe we
Would
just
the
keep
sound
quiet
carry through the water?
now.
They might have been
no.
very jealous standing it.
Give them a quick blast.
Because you said that, I am going to stick my face in the water and try and sing and swallow about like half a litre of.
Oh, it's really dirty. Can
I
you
admit if you
Get-
sang outside
You're now
of the
more
water,
diseased than you were before.
can you roll me a performance check with disadvantage?
Yeah, obviously. Can I borrow your?
Yeah, go on.
Could be worse. Hang on, performance. You say?
Please.
Hang on, what was that?
Oh, it was a 13.
Okay.
No,
It's
it's disadvantage.
a disadvantage, so yeah.
16.
Well, if that's 16 is something you don't,
Yeah.
that you're not proud of.
Well, I thought it was going to be better. Anyway.
As you sort of get your face and voice go,
yeah.
sing out
Yeah.
into the
Oh,
water.
gosh.
There is a reply.
They can hear me!
It's trying to replicate it back, but in a frog. So,
Actually, in fairness with the water, it would probably sound very similar.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not doing that again. Can I? Yes, to the kinku. Can you tell them thank you? I would love to sing with them again. Can you?
thank you. It's a replication of your thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
Yes.
They've
Starts punting the boat out. You don't see an obvious way out of here, but as you move towards one of the sides of this cave, you hear a sort of faint flowing of water.
Wow.
Oh no, have we got a waterfall? No.
You're mean.
Hunker down.
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe if we kind of
Yes. Hunker
grab
down.
onto the sides a bit more.
Yes, I'm going to.
Grab the side with
I'm
my
going
hand
to
and
like
comb
put
with the other.
myself. Did you say are there any boxes left?
A couple, yes.
I'm going to try and feet first,
Wedge.
back on. Yeah, like wedge myself in between the two. I don't know what that would be.
Are there any ropes along the side?
There are,
that
yes.
could kind of tie each other off.
Yeah.
Up, please. Don't tie anyone off.
Bullywog?
Bullywug. Yeah.
Bullywug. Okay.
Is that the first ally you put down?
Gripping it
Yeah.
very tightly.
So are you all taking various precautions?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. That means you
I
have
was
advantage.
wondering where those temporary hit points came.
You'll have advantage on these rolls.
Yeah.
You can see as you get to the edge of this water that there is a sort of around, basically behind a small part of this, there is a stream rushing downwards. You've all realised that you've already gone downwards.
Yeah.
More streams rushing downwards is
Yes.
probably a problem. As your Kenku guide very carefully punts in this direction, they do turn to you all and go, hold on!
Yeah. Yep.
And push, and the boat is caught and starts going down. It's not like a wee waterfall.
Yeah.
It's very much a slow rapids, and it starts to build up. The speed builds up quite quickly, and you're suddenly, oh god, oh, it's moving by a bit quickly, and you are going very, very quickly. As you go down very, very quickly, they do something quite odd. They take a rope from beneath and tie it around their foot, take their punt, and fold it, and it has a folding class in the middle, and hold it really close to themselves and go, hold on! Same way, just do that like bird thing.
I'm gonna try and imitate them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Now, some of you have tied yourself to things, some of you have wedged yourself between things. This should all be fine. As the boat goes down, where it goes down, you can see it is heading towards what looks like a sort of pool, like it's going to sort of drop in quite steeply into a pool. As the boat rockets down and gets into the pool, there's a faint sucking noise and there's a faint pop as the boat goes straight in, like the water has a full pressure gauge and just pulling you straight in.
Wow.
And as you all hang on, please all roll me a strength saving throw with advantage, because you all said you did.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That'll do. Strength, you say.
Yes. Oh, buddy.
With advantage, that's still a total of 3 on 2 dice.
15.
15?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
I'm holding back.
8.
8.
I'd have something I can do.
Hold that thought.
18.
18.
Big fat 2.
You realise as the boat is being sucked into this pool that there's a water pressure issue here, which implies that for some reason the water isn't doing what it should, because water has strong surface tension, but this is breaking it instantaneously. And in this sort of instant whirlpool, the boat... and you're all just there going... and then, like, you're all being pulled through quite a lot of water. The two of you can feel yourselves... Oh, no, you're not hanging on, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to try and do to save yourselves?
Okay.
Or the three of you just hold on for dear life.
I am going to cast Enhance Ability, Bull's Strength.
Nice.
I think that's going to help.
Okay.
Sounds like it should help with the strength.
No,
saving
not
throw.
necessarily. I just read it. And
You're
it
not
just
saving throws.
No, it's not
Strength
saving
checks.
throws, just strength checks. I've done it now.
Okay.
It's definitely the reaction he would have.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, well.
I think as
I'm Hinge.
Abernathy kind of slips off and the ropes kind of
Yeah.
the ropes forced out of his hands and from
Yes.
around him.
Yes.
I think he starts to take on that kind of watery texture himself, and his arm just extends back. What? And that's another 6 on that, so that's 14.
And you manage to grab hold of the rope. Favoured by the gods.
Yep.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Can I do something?
I think your dice
Is it?
you did something wrong.
Oh.
No.
Can I use inspiration? Is it too late?
No, I mean you
Is
can,
it
but I think
probably too
there would
late?
need to be another test before it could be used.
Yeah. No.
Because just
I don't think you
adding
could at this point, it's too quick.
I hadn't really thought the
Can
plan
I-
through.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
With a faint, as this pop around your ears sort of, there's a change in water pressure, the boat is suddenly shooting up out of the bottom of the water, out of the bottom of the river it seems, you're not sure, and suddenly breaks surface and lands on the surface of the water. You've popped out of what's called a blue hole. They are a thing in the ocean where water pressure suddenly becomes problematic because of different water pressures at times. And the boat has popped out onto the surface, and
Are we all wet?
you're all soaked, and the boat is.
From the boat.
You're all soaked, and the boat is riding quite low. There was quite a lot of water in it because it was just underwater. But your Kenku guide quickly shakes off and
I cast precipitation and just dries
Is
everyone
Viorica on the
off.
boat?
hang on, and starts just
Yeah.
leaping down and pulling out a bucket from the side. Everything was tied onto the boat, like everything was tied on for exactly this purpose. Viorica's not there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I send the dancing lights out? To all
Send
the
it
surface of the
down!
water?
Send it down!
Sure, you can.
I'm gonna look over the edge.
Viorica, you're underwater. You don't know which way is up or down. You have cast bull strength on yourself, so you have advantage on athletics checks, which is swimming.
Yes.
Yay!
Let's do that.
Yeah, you're a deep sea diver, Ed, so you know this
Yes.
feeling. You don't know which way is
No,
up or
completely not. I'd completely lost. Is it dark as well?
Perception.
down. It is
I may as well be hanging in space then.
kind of.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you want to do?
Wherever, because the reaction would be wherever. As soon as I sort of come to, go, I'm going to try and start heading upwards.
How do you know which way is up?
I don't,
You'll
but that's what I
pick
mean.
a
I'm going to
direction
head
you
which
go,
way.
yeah.
Which way my?
Do you have a way of working out which way is upwards?
Can't see anything. See the bubbles.
Would I be able to send out a message just randomly?
You would, but it'd be completely random. The chance of it hitting is
Also,
very low.
you'd lose the air from
Do
your
we not see
lungs.
where
That's
he
true.
is?
No.
I'm going to cast Locate Object and try and find the mangled bit of boot that is on his foot.
Splendid.
Nice.
Hold that thought.
Yes.
I want to know what your action is first, please.
Where my sort of head is pointing, as it were, as in I don't know which way I'm orientated, but I know which way my sort of head is pointing. I'm going to head towards that, thinking that's upwards.
Cool, roll me D100.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my favourite things.
D100.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
right, you're not there. I don't have the.
He
For
doesn't
some reason,
have
I'm
it.
listening from the.
Oh, whoa, 100! That's it twice. Like,
Yeah, that.
in
yeah.
this campaign.
How have we rolled 2 D100s in this campaign and they're both
I kind of want to
100s?
take a picture of that.
Yeah.
We're pretty.
Good this
Yeah.
time? Or is it still bad?
It's not going to be good, is it?
As you cast locate
fine.
object, Viorica's head just breaks the surface like 5 foot from the boat.
Right, quick.
Good
Rope
news,
man,
everyone.
let's go, rope man.
Help! And I'm gonna. It's getting higher and louder each time.
Rope, get him onto the boat.
The Kenku quite expertly is, if you're grabbing ropes and things, takes an end, quickly forms and throws a rope to you.
Yeah.
You get the sense this isn't the first time this has happened.
Yes.
And they, with everyone's help, presumably pull you in and on.
Perfect.
The boat's still being bailed, but you are still floating downstream. The cliffs are receding behind you more than the centre of the river at this point. Everyone just says,
I will dry him off.
Thank you.
Well, that was exciting.
How long? Do we have to do that again?
No.
Okay. Can somebody tie a rope around me now? I don't want to do that again.
Sure thing, buddy. Here you
Thank
go. Tie a rope round him.
And I'm just going to hold on to the rope and. I've got an hour of increased.
Sat there shivering very strongly. It's very swole Viorica.
Linda Hamilton arms is the lady from Terminator. Right, so
Just so we know, yes.
you are floating downstream, and it's quite dark now. There are no city lights anymore. Some of you haven't been this far up the city in a very long time, if ever.
Yeah.
So you're just almost like floating in the dark. Can't quite see. You can just about see how Dusthawk Hill is a cutout out of the sky, and most of you are city dwellers. Most of you have not spent much time in the outer city, but from this vantage, you can see that. You can see the stars, which you can't normally see in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is very foggy and very hard to see things at night time, but a beautiful sense of the skyline.
Not letting go of the rope at all, but I am transfixed.
I'm still
very
holding
calm.
Cohen's arm, even though we're not shaking anymore.
I've turned the dancing lights off. Now we're out in the open and Veronica's
thanks.
back on the boat.
Yeah, good job. And you quietly, slowly make your way upstream.
This is wonderful.
If you look there, and then your minor illusion, like the ones that she's looking at, I mean, like that one's Aries.
We're in the Forgotten Realms now.
That
It's
one's something along those lines of Aries.
Yes.
you name a bunch of Forgotten
I
Realms
do, yeah.
deities that also
Yeah.
have star formations.
or like just be like, that's Amberley.
Nice.
Wrong person to be talking about a boat.
Yeah.
True. But then, just naming lots of different constellations.
I only ever saw the dawn. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I wish. No, I don't want to be in this boat forever. Let's go.
The boat is now eddying its way, and up ahead of you, you can see two things. You can see some distant light at about the same at water level, effectively, that look a bit like a small town or similar. And out of the water up ahead of you, you can't see Worms Crossing. You can't see this monumental bridge that crosses the Keonthar, because the bridge itself is very faintly lit, and you can't see the towering pinnacle of rock in the centre that holds the fortress of Worms Tower, that holds together Worms Crossing. But you can see various lights sort of much, much higher up from you, like it's a good 100, 200 feet above where the boat's going to go through, because the cliffs range quite high on the southern side of the northern side of the river, so you can see that where the bridge crosses and then comes down into Rivington. You're getting a slight sense of topography here as well.
You know, this route was a lot quicker.
Then what?
My commute. Right.
Would you do this every day?
I would. Not the.
Really?
I like the sky. My favourite thing was always to be up in my tower at Ravenshade and to be looking out. don't want to get up there for the sunrise. I'd love to see the sunrise here. It's still all gone, hasn't it?
All of what?
Lives. Our lives.
You said you didn't think you were ever much use in your life, right? That's
No.
what you said.
Yes.
Which I'm like, I feel ya. So now, maybe, if we don't die, we can figure something out that is better. Maybe.
Yes. Please.
You don't need your big house, do you?
Wasn't my big house.
You can meet... Maybe you'd meet my sister.
Oh, okay.
Slight improvement on siblings. I have appreciated her much more since, like, I didn't really before, but now I'm like, oh damn, yeah, she's alright.
If I never see my siblings again, I'll be very happy. Well, let's see.
You'll be alright.
I hope so.
The boat is moving towards the lights at water level, and as you get closer to Rivington, you've been here before. I doubt any of the rest of you have.
Not me.
It is the very last bit of Baldur's Gate before the road heads south, and Rivington is, the last place anyone would go in many ways. It is it has a lot of small riverside docks. As you float down over across to Rivington, you can see where the bridge, some light reflects off the bottom of this massive stone edifice, curves down from the central point of this massive pinnacle of rock in the centre to a sort of land level, which is still high above. And then you can see that the road, which is quite well lit, is heading off down south, and there are all these houses clustered around the southern end of Worm's Crossing. And down at the base where there are these docks coming in, there's still quite a lot of noise here. It's quite late at night now, 9-10ish. But there's clearly still quite a lot of nightlife and things going on. And as the boat comes in, and as you are again quite expertly guided against the stream of the water into a dock, which you bump against a few times, and your guide, the Kenku, ties the barge to the side.
Karen, just... Hopefully we'll go find Lakshmana somewhere, but maybe mention that you gave his name to the... It's, it's just it's not... Wouldn't usually do that.
Right, yeah.
Seems a bit...
I suppose I wasn't exactly acting in everyone's best interests, was I?
Yeah, I mean, well, just... He probably already knows, but he almost certainly already knows, but yeah, just...
I should tell him though, should I?
Yeah, if it don't come up.
Is he going to get me in trouble?
Apologise. Maybe that's right.
If you're sure.
Your guide has finished tying the boat to the small dock that is here. They're just small river docks, nothing major. And you are free to disembark. They sort of give you all a little polite nod.
I'm going to give him a gold.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
If you see us again, would you ever to have us again?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have a name of sorts?
Oh, good.
I'll remember it, I'm sure.
Their name is Croak.
Cool. Croak
the crow.
Croak the crow.
Sound like a seal. Why do I sound like a seal?
No, it's not that. You can all disembark if you like.
I'm gonna be very, very careful to keep hold of the rope until I'm off and on, well, in dry land, but something that's...
The docks ahead of you here, and in fact all of Rivington, is clearly seedy. It's not fantastic. Most of you who have spent time in the city will go, oh, I see. Like, it's... There are people peeling off the dock to head over towards Croak's boat, and the remaining boxes are clearly... The remaining boxes are clearly things that they are looking for. You recognise some of them. These are Corsairs.
Oh, nice.
And the last box is just... The top layer is still food, quickly thrown aside. There's about 50 silvered short swords just packed in, and they're starting to take it out and move it along.
Smuggling, Jesus.
Yeah.
So...
One of them turns as it walks past. So, you guests, what's going on?
We,
Take it. I recognise you.
Yeah. Do you know if Lakshmana's around anywhere?
Yeah. Might not want to see people right now, though. Maybe go see Kirti?
Oh, maybe we'll come back tomorrow or something.
You just smuggled yourselves down river to come back tomorrow?
Right.
This rather rangy, quite tall human is just quite confused.
No.
Looking at Shelley. Looking at them as the four of you notice that she's actually talking to this person. He looks like a stereotypical pirate in many ways. A bit more colourful and a bit more ostentatious, but a very piratical air around the outfit,
Does he have a
the
peg
boots.
leg?
No, not
A patch.
No, not that
A
pirate.
parrot.
No,
Damn.
more like the sort of cloth
Pirate at all?
Yeah.
like the wrap and the large coat and large boots, that sort of thing. And a bit too colourful. There are points where there's been sort of colourful patches and splotches added.
Don't try and palm me off now, Chris.
I think it works very well though, because it's like with the Wild West people, because we always see dark photographs of them. They were actually very colourful people. They had like pink bowler hats and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they were very flamboyant. It was hilarious.
Camp cowboys.
Indeed.
You're right there.
Yeah. Is this
I've
set up
tried
a memory?
various approaches of drinking the water,
Do you have a drinking problem?
and I think that one is the least problematic. But you've got to stay hydrated.
Where's
Everyone's dying.
Kirti going to be right around now?
Oh, at the market. That's where everyone is.
Sure. Well, yeah, cool. We'll head over there. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Send some people with you.
Sure. What
Yeah,
kind
want a
of
question?
people?
Oh, right.
They sort of fuck it. Gesture off, and various other, again, slightly piratical air. It's not like the same outfit; it's variations thereon.
Yeah.
Same with the dandies; not the same outfit; it's variations thereon. Are also peeling out of various shadows and are coming to sort of escort you. And they step with you and move you into Rivington.
Do they look like they? They
don't look angry.
No, but like, does he look like he is like? Oh no, it's these wanted people that are worth a lot of money. Like,
No.
We're just
Does
in the
no one recognise
We're in the
us?
Pirates of Penzance now. It's just,
no,
you know,
I just
people
don't want
dancing
them
and
to all to know who we are and then
No, they're not.
tell us to anyone. That would be great. That would be my dream.
No, they haven't. They don't.
They don't
There's no
really
recognition
use.
of the five of you. It's
Great.
you specifically
Great,
because
no, okay,
you
good,
are
good,
Issachar,
that's
and so there's a
fine.
certain look of like you belong
Come
here.
on, then. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So you are all moved into Rivington. As you move into Rivington, up ahead you hear this sort of wash of sound and a colour as light starts to spill out. Who here's been to the Issachar market before? No. You have, obviously, yeah.
I think I would have.
But for paints and stuff?
We talked about
You have some connection
occasionally
with Lakshmana, so
going in,
yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you recognise
Oils,
this
don't
area.
you?
Well, the Issachar market is one of the best places in the world to buy paint, because Issachars are specialists in removing paint magically from coral to get those beautiful colour effects.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Chisel, yeah, love it.
That's gorgeous.
Probably not. I'm
It's not-
thinking
it's
it's
a bit-
quite far out.
Bit low end for you.
Passed through here.
Potentially, but you won't have any sort of strong connection to it. It's just the smells, the sounds, the colour. It's very bright, very cheery. Everyone's having a good time. The atmosphere is very convivial and very friendly. There's lots of like places to sit and chat, and lots of food stalls where you can buy things, stuff like that. The vibe here is incredibly positive and upbeat. There are a lot of these sort of piratical figures, known as the Corsairs, they're the local gang, walking around, occasionally sort of asking someone to move along. Like they're very definitely in control and in charge, but it's far more soft touch than you've seen anywhere else in Baldur's Gate, because the outer city tends to be a bit more self-governed.
I might say to like the Oracle as we're walking, like, maybe I shouldn't have left.
Left what? Left here?
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have. This place is amazing.
Carry on.
Yeah, sorry, it's more just...
No,
it's the thing is he's never seen anything as wonderful as this. Yeah, it's more that he just hasn't seen anything like this place. The colours and smells and all of that kind of stuff is so removed from the fusty world that he used to... The idea that anyone would leave here, it's amazing. Which isn't very helpful for you, sorry.
As you step through the market, you are guided towards a door you were at relatively recently, and there is a knock at the door, just waiting.
I'm going to smarten up and be like, stop trying to hide from people and just be like,
Yeah. Cool.
confident and like,
This is rather
Would you like
intimidating for
Would you
Viorica.
like some help?
what?
Would you like some help?
Can I help?
We can make you do nothing.
Can you?
Prestidigitation, yes. I can just basically like
Smart.
do your hair and
I mean, you
start
are all
working.
wet, and well, not that
No,
wet
no,
because
I
you've already
did-
prestidigitated,
yeah.
but like you've been on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me look cool. Make me look cool. Can you make me look cool?
Make you look cool.
Just like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will. I will kind of like put your hair up into like a little like no, it's kind of more like a warrior braid.
No.
Nice.
So, like, like the hair just
Yeah.
and back down
Yeah.
down the back.
None of your fiancés have a warrior braid.
Yeah.
This isn't weird at all.
No. It's more like preparing, being ready, and then like make the clothes look like they've been pressed and cleaned and everything, and that you look very, very presentable.
Cheers. Cheers. Just gonna go like that on your shoulder.
Don't I'm a wizard. I can be very much helped by that.
Nothing but in your hands here, Shakti, but
Yeah,
We're all behind you, and I'm sure you'll-
It's not up to me.
you'll represent as well. Guidance.
Yes. That's what you need.
The door opens and a figure steps forward. Looks slightly gruffer and more bit angrier than the others have so far. Inside.
To everyone,
You
not
know
just
who
to
we
her.
are.
Yeah.
Get inside.
This bugbear is just sort of gesturing you in
It's a
quite abruptly.
bugbear, right.
Yeah. A lot of their hair appears to be braided in like here. Like it's all
Oh, wow.
braided in nice ways. Like, it's very cool, but it is
Yeah.
a lot. You are gestured upstairs.
Okay, I'm not going to go first, but
I'm going first. It's fine.
Okay, I will follow you
I'm just like
directly
looking to see
behind.
if Cohen's following.
It's all right. You've got this.
Oh, some bardic inspiration right there.
I've got this.
You head inside, you head upstairs to Lakshmana's office, which you've been in like once. Like Lakshmana tends to come out because likes to experience the market, and also in the market shit can't go down.
Yeah.
The office implies a private conversation, which is not great.
No.
As you head up to the office, sitting in Lakshmana's chair, the office sort of overlooks the market, but it does very much look like the second story of a pretty dilapidated house. Like this is a poor area. The market is zhuzhed up impressively, but this is still not a rich area at all. And as you step through the door and the bugbear steps in behind you and closes it, sitting in Lakshmana's chair is Kirti.
Sorry, who's Kitty again? The
Kitty.
second one. Kitty, sorry.
Kitty?
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you. Kitty is about 6.5 foot tall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She does have an eye patch.
Nice.
And she is, none of you would know this, but I was for flavour. She is second in command of the Corsairs after Lakshmana, although she tends to do a lot of the day-to-day. And where Lakshmana is very much like this is about conviviality and sharing space and being part of guilds, being engaged. Kitty is his first mate from when
Back in the day.
back in the day, i.e. was in charge of the ship and is the
Yeah.
first Corsair, if you will. And yeah.
Gonna say Kirti mum and like just like nod politely.
She's in her 50s.
I will do exactly the same as what
Yeah,
Shakti
exactly.
was doing.
Yes.
Nod.
Yes.
What do you think you're doing? Huh? She gets up and the chair sort of knocks back behind her. And yeah, old but feisty.
This
You
is.
bring this here?
Didn't know where else to go.
Well, that makes sense. When did you decide to mention to the Flaming Fist that Lakshmana was involved, huh? When did that happen?
That was a mistake.
That was my fault.
When we're talking to you.
No. But it was me that told them, not her.
Fine. Well, good. Well, he's in hiding. We can hide here, it's fine, but you know.
Oh. Right.
Yeah.
Look, not everyone's used to this or knows what to do in this situation, okay? It's difficult.
No, I understand. I'm not so much angry with you as I'm angry with what you have brought on here, what Lakshmana has brought on here. Been working so hard to be accepted and to be part of this culture, and now it hasn't got out yet. That's good. But if it does,
There are some people involved in a cult who are trying to kill us a little bit.
yeah, I am aware of the cult of dead gods, whatever nonsense these northerners
Yeah,
have.
they're really, really not fans of us.
Would you mind telling me why? So far, all I have is that you were arrested trying to steal some paintings and then people died.
Yeah, well, the paintings that we were trying to relocate were of great interest to the cult, and
Lakshmana wants to sell them, I know.
That's really not going to be able to be possible anymore.
Why?
Well, they've gone flying into the astral sea.
Oh,
that's somewhere far away, apparently.
it's worse than that. Can you do this?
I did do it. I can only probably do it the once.
It's impressive, though.
Thanks.
Okay. But there's like a
High five on that.
wizards who can do extra planar stuff. That's a good start. Nice allies. Like, it's that sort of look. It's...
Ooh.
Okay.
But Cohen's got a plan. So it's fine, because we're going to fix it.
I've seen your plans. I'm all ears. What's your plan?
All right. Oh, sorry. I realise I currently look like a dandy, so I'll pitch that if it hasn't expired already. Anyway.
She doesn't care.
The hope was that you could help us get a paintbrush? Is that what you were looking for?
Yes.
Yes. So far, I'm loving this plan.
Look, I'm sorry. The extra, whatever you call it, astral...
See?
That's the bit that my expertise are less good at, but apparently there's a paintbrush, which is...
Kindle's paintbrush.
Oh, that one.
Mr. Whistlepocket is a very good artist.
I'm aware.
And
Well, not of the artist, but you sell paint, don't you?
Yes,
but he's also a very good artist, and he does
Very
magic
good
in the
artist,
sky
very good
with his
artist.
art.
very workmanlike.
And we are going to make some new paintings, and that is the plan.
You think it will fool them? Are you a good forger?
You will be.
He is.
All right, seems like a plan. Okay.
I'm really enjoying this.
Okay.
But we need some help. And I know I left, but I also know that I can rely on you if I need.
Yeah, you can. We stick together. There's no question about that. Okay.
You lucky so-and-so.
Need to see Lakshmana. Need to talk to him. He's not happy, but I think it's the best way. He knows more about all of this than I do. I'm just enforce. You know? We've kept it quiet. We can't keep it quiet forever. People are going to find out. You might want to be careful. Okay? All of you.
Yes, it's
Right,
kind of our
yes,
middle
careful.
name right now.
Okay. Well, you two take them to Lakshmana, and I will start making plans. Okay?
Thank you, Kirtima.
We all make mistakes. Why are you still here?
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
You all
Shuffled.
Yeah.
Who are we following?
Shocked.
No, I know that.
The bugbear that opened the door to you gestures to you to follow them, and they walk down the stairs and lead you out.
Okay.
And you're back in the marketplace.
That went so well. You did so well.
So easy. Yeah, like she's well scary sometimes. Like that was.
Smug mood in game.
Yes.
We have another appointment, though.
Where?
Oh yeah. Well,
So we're going to get the brush now.
No.
mate, we're gonna go see Lakshmana.
Yes.
Okay.
You are guided through the market and out of the market. And Rivington out of the market, you are quite aware of how poor it is. It is not a nice area to live. People that live here clearly have nowhere else to go.
Shantytown stuff.
Not quite that bad,
Right.
but it is the very edges of a prosperous city.
Yeah, I see.
And as you move through it, occasionally someone will leer out of a shadow, and the bogey just gives them a look, and they go right back in again. And you are guided through various, like the very back end of Rivington, like when miles from the road. And the bogey walks over to a door and knocks twice. And Lakshmana himself opens the door. Okay. Oh.
Hi, Uncle. We just...
He steps forward and gives you a massive hug.
Oh.
You're alive.
I'm
Well.
really sorry. We're really sorry.
Oh, it's been a day.
messed up. It was going to be a really good plan.
Come
and
in,
then-
please, come in. And the bugbear sort of catches the bugbear's eye, nod. Door is closed behind you. This is not a nice house.
Oh, wow.
But you all step inside. He's clearly brought in some amenities. He puts the kettle on, as in he takes a lovely kettle and places it over the fire and starts bringing water and gestures for you all to
Other
sit.
snacks.
I'm embarrassed to say that until he realises what he's doing, Fiorca goes over and
Yes, no, I
On the seat?
actually do like
on the
start
seat
to
and stuff like that.
prestidigitate things.
Yeah, exactly. But having done that, realise, oh, sorry, and just sit down on the
Yeah.
thing.
Lakshmana is quickly gathering what he has food-wise. It's not a lot, but he places it on a tray and places it in the centre for all of you.
Oh, wow.
Please, my space is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ashakti,
I'm really sorry.
it's... I was going to say it's fine. It isn't, but it's not your fault. Oh, and I am so sorry. My dear friend comes over and gives you a massive hug. I am so sorry. Oh,
Thank
I
you.
couldn't have known, and what a mess.
I haven't been back there yet. I'm too
No,
I'm too afraid to. Is there anything left?
I don't know.
It's fine.
I did not want this for Sarada. She was a good person.
No.
This is a tragedy. I'm so sorry. Did you... Looks around this modest kitchenette. What do I have?
Please.
The kettle boils and he
I'll
pours a
go
cup
up
and
and-
gives it to you immediately first. And there you go.
Thank you.
All right. And starts pouring tea
I'll
for all of
try
you.
and stop him doing it and do it myself.
You can't.
No.
Sits down with tea, serves himself last, obviously. So,
We've got a plan. Sort of some of a plan.
before we go into plans, could you... I realise this might be difficult and I apologise in advance if it is. Let me tell you how my day has gone. I woke up this morning, heard there had been problems in the city. This is usual for the city. I did not think much of it. And then, over the course of a day, heard that my friend is dead and that some of the art I was supposed to be receiving did not arrive, which I was surprised, but also understood there might be some other things going on. This is not meant to be... you did nothing wrong, please. This is not your fault. And then I understand that you were arrested for, well, murdering your mother, which is impossible. That did not happen, obviously.
Thank you.
And, yes. The Fist decided to make a surprise visit. I got away. They don't know where I am, and frankly, if they can find me here, they are a lot more competent than I think of them.
Sorry about that. That one thing was my fault.
How so?
When we were arrested, I just said everything in the interest of honesty.
That is the correct thing to do. Now, I understand it did not put me in the best position, but if people are lying about what you have done, you must be honest. I understand that.
Well, honesty's not really my thing. I mostly just said that because I thought it'd keep me alive, but...
Everyone has the capacity for honesty, and using it is wise. So,
Cohen's like,
Right.
saved us all lots, and we'd be super dead if he wasn't here.
I have no animosity to you, my friend. Stands up, goes over, like,
So this is such a difference between the past
Yeah.
like 48 hours.
Everyone's hugging. This is
And then...
Being very British.
yes.
yeah, he sort of starts to give him a hug.
yeah, gives you a big, like, you're fine.
Oh,
This is a sticky situation, but I have got out of worse.
Really?
Enough.
Yeah.
Oh yes. You think this is bad? The city has gone through dozens of things worse than this. We can find our way out of this. So, the paintings are where now?
They're in the... I should really just have it on my face. It's in the Astral Sea.
It's very far away and we can't get there.
This is a magical place, yes?
It's not on this plane, yes.
Well, we're not going there, are we?
No.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, we could.
what?
What?
What? That was
Why not?
amazing timing.
Find a powerful wizard who can send people.
No,
you
you see-
walk the astral sea in dreams, don't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yes. It's part of what thing?
I mean, do you know where in the astral sea they have gone?
So,
No.
Ah.
Yes.
Hmm.
So it's kind of impossible.
Also, we don't want them because they're well evil, and if the cult gets them, they'll bring the evil gods
I
back.
kind of
Hang
want,
on.
wanted
They're
to
missing
send
a
them...
piece here. They are evil? I thought the cult
No,
was
no, they're
just...
super evil. Are they evil?
Well,
You're saying the cult wants them for some magical purpose. I
Yes.
assumed they were just
they want to
trying
bring
to sell them, frankly.
They want to bring back the god of Baal.
They're all
god of
gods.
The god Bale.
Sorry, the god Baal.
Well, that's not good.
So, in interest of saving everyone in Baldur's Gate, I thought it best if they weren't here. I mean, granted, I didn't think they were going to go into the Astral Sea. I just thought they were going to go down into a whirlpool. But,
Well, this is why the cult are digging through the sewers.
yes,
They still are. Oh, thank
that
goodness.
was me. Well, actually, it was you as well.
Yeah, I definitely
Sorry,
contributed to
I'm
that.
amused by the idea of purveyors of death, destruction, and murder digging through shit.
So am I.
Oh, well, this is... Okay. So maybe not going there.
No.
Okay.
They're best
okay.
off lost, but if we had some forgeries, we could get...
Do you have anyone who could forge such a thing?
Well, Mr. Whistlepocket...
Mr.
He's
Whistlepocket.
a seller of paint.
well, yeah, but he's actually good at art
Yes.
stuff.
He's very, very good.
I never knew.
Well, I
Marvellous.
used to do it full time when I was young.
I thought you
Dwarf.
did the little portraits in
Yes,
your
those are
wife's
the only
watches.
ones I really do nowadays.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And you think you can convince the cult that these are the real deal?
Well, you see, now people keep on repeating the plan back
No.
to me.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to
Little
break
bit
your
more unlikely.
confidence. No, I did not mean to break your confidence. No, it is more of a... It is a big task.
Yes,
Do you think you can fulfill it?
I have no idea, but I can't think of anything better at
We
the moment.
don't know any other artists.
we're hoping to get him a magic paintbrush. That'll probably help, right?
I mean, if it makes you better at painting, yes.
That was such a fair play to your statement.
I mean, I assume that's what it does. They all know way more about this stuff than I do, but it's just
So-
like a detail worth mentioning.
You want to? Do you have a magic paintbrush in
We know
mind?
where one might be.
Okay.
We need help getting back into the city and back up to the Raven Shape.
To steal the paintbrush of Kindle in order to make a
The
painting.
artist who made
that
the
looks-
triptych in the first place.
Yes, in order to make a forgery of the triptych, in
With-
order to sneak into the Coldwell's gallery and hang it up there. And then
Oh, I
preferably
see.
disappear.
Can I
I'm still very up for this plan.
Yes.
offer a suggestion?
Oh, please
No! Why has good sense got to come into this?
The idea of forging the paintings is interesting. The idea of forging them with the same brush that you say is magical. I thought it was cursed.
Oh.
do. Right, I mean, I think that's just a viewpoint thing, isn't it?
You would like to forge these paintings. Clever. I think there is something to be said for that. But hanging them in another noble house will just cause more problems, I think. Would this not be a good opportunity to flush the cult out?
What
To work with the fist to get the cult to come to a
First-
point where you have them, and
we
then
accidentally broke out of prison, though.
it wasn't accidental, was it?
No, but
We didn't mean to.
if we come back to the Flaming Fist, who are one of our main enemies, and say we have the paintings, what do you want to do with them?
They want to arrest us and then hang
Then
us
won't it
for
just
murder.
confirm the fact that we did try and steal the painting, then lie to them? Then won't they just think that we did actually murder?
They're definitely going to murder
You
us.
raise a very excellent point.
To raise another point, potentially. You are wanted for murder and theft.
Yes.
If you turn yourselves in with these paintings to prove that someone else perpetrated the murders by using these paintings to flush out the murderers, then surely this would clear your name.
It's true.
The commander of the guard
Don't get excited just yet.
didn't even believe in that the cults existed or were that active. If we could somehow
This is
flush them out.
This is Commander Portier. Commander Portier has recently returned from Chult. Her father asked her to return after Duke Eldar Ravengard disappeared in the recent problems around Elturel.
Yes.
Sorry, law drop.
Yes.
So, I think she is, how does one say, putting her fist down? Trying to show her strength, and this is not a golden opportunity to do so. So, showing some strength and showing some power in the face of something that she doesn't understand. Also, if you gave her all the information, I know Liara not well, but I have met her, and she is many things. Dishonest or comfortable with the idea of the law not being followed is not one of them.
Mr. Yordash's siblings are patriarchs, and they're going to say we did it, and then...
Then we flush them out too?
Yes, please. Please.
It's amazing
Audacious
that we're flushing all of these people
plans.
out of the sewer.
I beg your pardon?
It's amazing that we're flushing all of these people out of the sewer. It doesn't usually work that way.
The sewer has to flush out somewhere.
That is true.
I think you've been there. Well,
Yes.
We're fine. I made sure.
I must say your resilience to have got here is remarkable. Frankly, when I started hearing that there were the rumours of what was going on, I fully assumed you were all dead.
Lilith has super clever magic, and...
Well, if she can banish things into the astral sea, I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
Well,
She's
it's not
like
really my
well-powerful
bit.
wizard.
Sure.
Well, you thought of it. It's thinking of it and doing it is rather similar in the schools of magic, are they not? Don't put yourself down.
And Mr. Whistlepocket can heal everyone when...
No, Mr. Whistlepocket sells paint.
No, Mr. Whistlepocket, show like my uncle the lights thing that you can do now.
All right, I thought you were going to ask me to heal someone. I mean, we'd have to,
That's all.
we'd have to stab them first. I don't think that's a good idea.
And get rid of 10 temporary hit points.
Not a good idea at all.
Show him the thing.
Right, no, that makes more sense. And the 4 dancing lights.
Marvel. I didn't know you could do this.
Just
I didn't know I could
comes
do
to
that
him.
either, to be honest.
Marvellous.
It's really nice.
Well, new talents every day.
Right, yes.
And you're a very excellent forger as well. Well, this is... new leaves, Mr. Abernathy, new leaves.
Yes, apparently so.
And Cohen hits people with swords.
Well, someone needs to.
I do a bit more than that, but
He also talks at them a lot.
yeah.
Really
And
big
Mr.
ease on that.
Yordash has a very nice singing voice.
How does that come in useful?
Sometimes he makes people laugh.
Oh no.
I think Mr. Yordash has been through enough for all of us, hasn't he?
Speaking
And
of, have you got anything for his foot?
Oh, yes.
yes.
I'll hold out my...
I am no healer, but I have some in my employ. See what we can do.
Thank you.
Also, you don't look very well.
I'm not feeling 100% now.
Well, understandably, but... All right.
And
And what?
We should definitely...
and literally, I telepathically just look at you and go, "Are you going to tell him what you've figured out? Do you not want to, or shall I?"
I'm sorry, we've gone very quiet for this.
It happens a lot, I've found.
No? Okay, well,
Are you
Let's
saying this
know.
out? Are you saying this out
yes,
loud
no,
now?
let's know.
Also, sometimes when I blast people, I can control it and blast them a little bit, and apparently it's really helpful.
Your
and I'm
niece
going to learn
is
to
a
blast them.
sorcerer.
I'm not actually his
I'm
niece.
aware of this.
Good.
But I'm getting good. Apparently, you can do good things with it.
That's what I told you originally.
And I'm going to try and do good things with it. I've been practicing, because Lilith's well smart, and she's helping me out.
Should
Thank
find
you.
some lightning that hit the target solidly.
Yeah, it did. But, like, for good reasons, not well, you know.
No. I'm very glad that someone has taken you under their wing. Right. So, what do we need? A healer for you.
Thank you.
Plans to get back into the upper city. Well, you don't start off easy, do you? Okay. I will call for some people and we will see what we can do here.
We don't know for sure that the paintbrush is still in the remains of the house.
Then I will also have some people find out where it is.
Because the cult might have taken it, see?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
I can come
they're into
locate
that.
objects, but it would take us. We'd have to get there first.
That is within a mile, is it not?
Yes.
Well, the city is not that large. Maybe it is possible. Well, good. I probably shouldn't leave for now. But I will... It is quite late as well. I will start organising all of this for you. You're welcome to rest here. My home is your home.
Thank you.
And in the morning it is a new day. Plans to be made.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I'm so...
Thank you.
I know it is an awkward situation to say, but I am proud of you. This is more than I could have hoped for.
That's amazing.
Getting accused of murder and then having to go on the run and then...
Dealing with crises as they come up is one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah,
And nobody murdered anyone, at least not in this room.
I did murder someone.
I thought that was going to happen.
Well, if some people will get in the way. This
He
is
was
what
trying to
happens.
stab me, so...
This is what happens.
Well,
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
actually succeeded in stabbing you.
he did stab me. I got well stabbed, and then Mr. Whistlepocket had to like go, and then the blue paint, and then it was all healing, and because he's
The blue paint.
well, like
It's fine. Well, I will... hang on. He goes to the door and knocks on it. It's a very strange pattern, sort of... Waits about 5 minutes, and then the door opens, and there's another Corsair there, and they just start talking in hushed tones. Door closes. Right, that's all. Information will be brought to us. Best way to handle it, I think.
Yes.
If you would like the room upstairs, the room down here is bigger. I'll go upstairs. I'll go upstairs. Have a rest. You all do as well. We'll have information by the morning.
Just once he goes upstairs, I'm assuming there's nowhere to actually lie down.
The floor.
That's what I'm saying. So,
yes, as I said, no.
what does
like that.
so what does one do? There's no bed.
You could roll your cloak up and use it as a pillow.
Or just like put.
I will
it
leave you
on.
to explain to the upper city boy how to sleep. He just goes upstairs.
I knew that wasn't intended to be to him. It was after he'd gone. And I was just going to say the rest of it.
Blah, 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 blah,
Flavor.
Well, this all went a
Better
lot
than
better than I expected it
expected.
to.
Doesn't that mean we should be worried?
No, we're good. We're safe. We're here. We've got good people looking out for us.
We've got a floor.
Right, come now.
I mean, we've been sucked through a whirlpool today. I think a floor is actually quite a step up.
That was a lot.
That was kind of cool, actually.
That was a little bit.
Yes.
Sorry, Bjorka. Are you okay? Mr.
I think
Yordash,
it'll be
sorry.
fine. It'll be fine.
You're doing great.
Things are different
We all
now.
think you're doing great, don't we?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And and you're gonna do more great.
Okay.
You are not a bard, are you?
I don't get any inspiration.
You really don't.
Um,
You're rolling a two stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna. There's if we're all gonna bed down for a long rest. There's about 15 minutes of Eureka trying to get comfortable because you just can't.
I will actually put you to sleep.
Yes. Oh, perfect. That's hilarious.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna.
If we're just gonna
Would
be down
anyone
for a
else
long
like me
rest.
to help put them to sleep?
It's dark.
That's what you do.
Sorry, that was quite a loud noise. But I just made a squawk. No, Cohen's probably alright.
So we're all going for a long rest.
Do not press the long rest button. yet.
I
Have we got
think
time for-
Cohen might
Oh,
actually
no, we
just
don't.
like
Okay.
sit up and think to himself for a bit.
I'm gonna go.
Nice.
You know, you were never actually going to leave, you know. I know, anyway. You might not know. But I know.
How would you know?
Because I just know you, and that you're a good person, and that you weren't going to leave us.
How long have you known me for?
I have a very blurry memory of a party once where Mr. Whistlepocket took me to a party, and then I drank a lot of green stuff, and then I had this weird dream about this very nice green person, and I was like, they're such a good person.
Yeah, that wasn't a dream. That did happen.
But then I saw you, and I was like, you are not a dream.
Yeah, no, I'm not a dream.
And I know drunk me can tell these things.
Right.
And then after that, you just like saved my life a whole bunch of times. So
Sort of.
that was right.
I don't know. I just think you should be careful around me.
I'm just going to always trust my drunken thoughts from now on. That's the
That's-
lesson I've learned.
That is something I would really not recommend. Look, how many other friends have you made because you've just decided on a drunken whim that they seem like nice people?
Not enough.
I see.
You don't have to think you're a good person. I'm just telling you that I know that you are, okay? Just so that you know, even if you don't believe me.
Okay. Well, I cannot take responsibility for anything that happens to you because of that decision, but sorry. Thank you. Do you want a hug?
Yeah.
Okay. You sort of offers a really crap hug.
Squeeze me
Well,
up.
to a little bit, yeah, he nestles into a little bit more.
And go to bed.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Sleep well. Good chat.
Go to sleep.
Sorry.
As you all bed down for the night, do not press the long rest button. You are awoken. You don't know how long later. You can press the short rest button.
Right.
Well, that might actually.
That doesn't do anything.
Anything is
The short rest button
Arcane
may as well
recovery.
be.
Yeah.
As you all are roused, you realise what you're being roused by is shouting. And out of the grimy windows, there wasn't much light here. There is now a flickering orange light.
Oh no.
Oh.
And as some of you move to the windows to look out, it's not one house. It's not 10 houses. Rivington is on fire.
No.
That's where we're going to end for today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Shit.
Too much peril.
Too much.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
Yay! We're playing every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT for the next 6 weeks. This is the halfway point.
Everything was looking up. You were right.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
We also do other shows.
We were wet. That was nice.
Let me do the outro.
Sorry.
We also do other shows. We also have a live streamed D&D game, which is live in a theatre in front of an audience called Undergods, which is DM'd by Chloe, who runs the company with me. And that is on the first Tuesday of every month. We also run a series of different one-shots that aren't just D&D. We have done some work with Modiphius on their Star Trek RPG, and we're about to do one. I just did one last weekend, actually, of the John Carter of Mars RPG, which also Modiphius published. So we're doing some more of those. Do check those out on our YouTube. It's youtube.com/adventurerswanted. Those will also be streamed on the Modiphius channel and on our channel at various points. There will be scheduling on our social media. We're Adventurers250 on Twitter. Everywhere else we are Adventurers Wanted.
Say hi to us on Twitter.
Say hi to us on
Say
Twitter.
hi.
And as always, joining in the Twitch chat is lovely. And if you did join us on Twitch chat, you might be in to win Bandalf. So, do join us in the Twitch chat another couple of minutes if you want to be in for a chance to win Bandalf. UK address holders only, please. Thank you very much. We're also, that's from Ultra Pro. Big thanks for sponsorship from them. And huge, massive thanks to D&D Beyond for sponsoring everything that we do. Yeah. All of the little one-shots, everything is all sponsored by them. And it's fantastic, as is by Ultra Pro. If you want to support us in a different way, we're also on Patreon, where you become a patron of Adventurers Wanted and patronise us thoroughly. There's lots of lovely things you can have there, including homebrews and other things that we work on that can be shared, blogs from Chloe and I about DMing, information about the other events that we run, and also a ticket to Undergods if you're a Londoner, so that's a nice easy way to buy a ticket and also give back to the company. Yes, that's everything from me. Let's have a nice wave goodbye and see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.